And that's how you win your fantasy football championships. But anyways, back to it. How are you guys doing, man? How are you guys doing? Happy Tuesday. First week of plays have done for most people, right? Okay, I got a one in chat if you're still alive. We got Sebastian, Lee, Jacob, Daniel, Jackie, Ryan, Beats in the house. How you guys doing tonight? Let me just post on my IG real quickly that we are live and we should be good to go. But yo, kind of a whack week, huh? I feel like some of my predictions, especially for my one prediction for the Saints defense did not do very well, but I thought that was honestly very surprising, and I think that just tells us moving forward, you know, this is one of those things I kind of live by that I didn't really listen to myself, is that whenever there's a new someone like a QB playing, like QB is one of the more important positions, right? Whenever there's a new QB going in, we might think like, yeah, this guy's probably trash and like the Saints defense is really good, they're gonna do really well. Listen, we never know, there's always that X factor, and I think maybe moving forward, that's a lesson that we learned, is that especially with someone who's not like a 6th round pick, like whoever the Jags started a few weeks ago, right? Maybe we, you know, if it's someone that has some sort of potential, like a Jalen Hurts, he was, I think, he was a 3rd round pick, right? Wasn't a 1st round pick, but maybe that's our lesson learned, is that we have to be very cautious of those. But all right, well, hopefully you all checked the waiver wire video today. Sorry I was not able to put my face or speak into it, but I also did want to give a quick shout out to Eric Dickinson, Big T, and Matthew Smith for kind of going off and you know, 13-3. That's really good. 13-3. We saw a lot of the same picks this week, but hey, these three were the ones that really stood out, and they got the best. So congrats to them. Sebastian says, thank you for starting Jonathan. Thank you for saying to start Jonathan Taylor in week 4. Hey, for sure, man. Hey, listen, I'm glad it worked out. Dilly says JT was a beast for me this week. He was a beast. Listen, could be a very, very good fantasy playoff guy moving forward. Jackie says, at least CMC isn't coming back this week to rub me in the face. That's true. That's true. Mr. Yang, what's up? How you doing? Ari's in here as well. Burke, welcome. All right, let's go down the list here. Ryan says, would you play both Henry and Tannehill this week in PPR, or would that limit both, as they're more than likely can't have the same brilliant games, and go Henry and Watson instead? I would go, honestly, based off of matchups. Watson did pretty well last week against the Colts, right? But he doesn't have Brandon Cooks anymore. The Titans played Detroit, right? So I wouldn't worry about that as much, because no matter what, Tannehill is going to score the same amount as he is, whether you're playing Watson or not. I always like diversifying, so you know, I don't mind Matt Watson's matchup. We'll just see how limited he is. Henry Beat says, I'm 17 points up in a 2-week playoff. Nice, that's awesome. That's a good league to have. That's an entire position, right? Ari, how you doing tonight? Sebastian says, unfortunately, my rounds are 2 weeks long. Yeah, it seems like there are some people, a lot of people are in those like sort of 2 week long playoffs. So how do you guys like those? If you have done both 2 weeks and 1 week long, let me know what your thoughts on and which one you prefer. Brick says, gosh, I missed the secret. I know, sorry guys. That's for my OnlyFans. Whoa. Mason says, lost 157, 156, would have beaten everyone who I played except for one person. That's tough. It's always rough when you're in like the top 2 or top 3 of score that week. That's what happened in one of mine as well. I had a really close game. Honestly, I went up against Henry and Tyreek this week, and I lost only by, I think, 15 points. Rough, man, but it is what it is, right? At the end of the day, if I would have started, I think, the Cardinals defense or Cowboys defense, I would have won, but that's just one of those things that you can't really, you know, beat yourself up over, and it just happens. It just happens, right? Carlos, what's up? Chris Carson or MT on my flex. Other players are D-Hop, A-Rob, Trubman, Akers. I like Carson a little bit more. I will have better idea for anyone who's new to the stream. I will have better ideas of starts or sits in a later stream this week. Today's focus is on waiver wire, but we can definitely talk about starts and sits. Otherwise, without looking right now, I'd probably say Carson, but I'll have to look at their matchups. Tim, what's up, man? I dropped 156 and moving on. Let's go, baby. That's awesome. That's awesome. How'd your lineup look like this week, Tim? Mason says he had Gesicki and Hilton, who only combined for 10 receptions, but they had 4 touchdowns combined. I know, right? That's crazy. Gesicki went off. Gesicki's been doing really well. Ari says he's got 25 points leading into the week 15. There you go, baby. That's awesome. That's even better. Ryan D says, what can be expected out of Deontay Johnson this week? More drops, bounce back. Yeah, the Steelers honestly haven't looked as good as we once knew them, right? I watched part of the game, but I know that it was a very like gritty match. Let's see how Deontay, I mean, it sounds like he didn't do very, very well, right? So this week he still had 7 targets, right? It wasn't bad against Buffalo. He had 6 points in half PPR. It's not what we expected. I think he can do very well against Cincinnati. You know, I mean, 7 targets, 4. That means I don't know if he dropped or just got missed through on 3, but I think he's a decent option. I mean, he has a good matchup, so it depends on who else you have, but should be a decent matchup purely based on the volumes. I mean, over the last, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks, 7, 8. I mean, if we want to bring him back 8 weeks, he's only had 2 games where he hasn't had double-digit targets. So it's promising. It's promising. Beat says I like them because 1 week involves more luck than 2 week rounds. Okay. Sam, what's up? PPR flex. Should I go Mike Evans or Mike Davis, assuming CMC doesn't play? I think CMC is a little safer at the moment, but my view on him might change. Make sure says Sanders play the top run defense and drop 30 points. Think he got a little bit more opportunities, right? We always thought that there's always a chance based on the change in offense scheme that he might go off. I thought the chances are lower than what we would expect, but hey, he broke off, and that's the thing is, you know, on any given Sunday, anyone can break off for a long play. Charlie Boyd did that 2 weeks ago and made himself fantasy relevant, but that's just what it is, right? I feel like most people probably were not starting Miles Sanders unless you absolutely needed to. Tim says, is Sanders a must start going forward? Maybe. I want to see who they play this week, and I also want to do a little bit of analysis on his snap shares and usage. Maybe, because he ended up scoring 2 touchdowns, right? Yeah. Let's see. Brick says, I've scored 150 points every week since getting knocked out. I know. I got knocked out in my stacked 14-man league, and I scored, I think, 149 this week. Would have been the top score no matter what. Tim says, bro, I can't believe you said in the comments about Sanders came true. Yeah, I know, right? It's crazy. Hey, any given Sunday, man. Jacob says, I lost 171-1. That's tough. Ari says, Sanders and Hunt were sitting on my bench. So sad, but my starts popped up as well, so I came in. There you go. That's good. Tim says, I started Rodgers, Akers, McKissick, Hopkins, Thomas, Hockenson, Landry, Cowboys. There you go. Hey, that's awesome, dude. And hey, listen, McKissick wasn't, like, I was pretty high on McKissick. He didn't have a bad game, right? But he didn't, like, pop up as we thought. So, you know, I think we were still putting him in the RB2 with, you know, upside category moving forward. Kush, what's up, man? How you doing? Sebastian says, do you think Jonathan Taylor will go off for at least 25 points? 25 is a lot. 25 is a lot. We will see. I mean, he plays Houston this week again, so I think he's a must start. Eric, what's up, man? Hey, yo, congrats. I don't know if you see your little name here, but hey, 13-3, baby. That was, hey, good job. Great job on your prediction, man. Rohan, what's up, man? Welcome back. Good to see you. Ryan says, Deontay Johnson was benched after second series of 2 drops and 3 targets. Was benched entire first half and came second for 3 catches for 3 targets. I mean, hey, if he's getting benched and still getting 7 targets, that's a lot. I know Tomlin did make some comments about, you know, they're going to put in players who can catch, so not great. I didn't realize he was benched. That's really interesting, actually. Ari says, do you think the Ravens will actually do something this week, or should I look into picking up the Niners? Yeah, guys. So hey, you guys, if you guys didn't see it on my Instagram today, I did actually update my fantasy playoff rankings. So here, I'm just gonna send this over to y'all. I kept it in the same video, so everything is like compact and like everything's in the same place. But if you go to the notes, the comment section, I did pin it. So oops, let me. Also, I don't know why I did this. I just like, I realized this like a few days ago. Like at the very beginning of my video for my playoff fantasy, I sound like I'm like super drugged out. Hopefully you guys didn't think that, but updated play defense ranking here. I'm gonna put this in chat. I'm gonna post it. So yeah, go ahead and take a look at the top pinned comment and let me know how that looks. What do you think about Hurts over Herbert this week? I need 25 plus. Riskier play. Herbert didn't have the game that we thought he would have. Hurts, I mean, is exciting, right? I think I still lean Herbert a little bit, but we will see. Let's see how this week progresses. Beat says, crazy how I drafted Nick Chubb for $6 in a salary cap league. Now he's one of the best. Hey, that's good. That's awesome, dude. That's what you call value, baby. Ari says, do you think Russ can show up this week or pick up Tannehill or Hurts or Carr? Let's see, who did the Seahawks play this week? The Seahawks play Washington. He could. It's interesting to see sort of what he's been doing and how things are. So I think he could. Out of those, I mean, I feel the safest probably with Russell Wilson or Ryan Tannehill. Listen, I know everyone likes Hurts, but just like, I'm not saying not to start him this week, but just like be very careful because we only have one game sample size on him, and he could have just had a very good game. Remember when Tua had a really good game and then he kind of dropped off after that? It could go either way. Hurts is a very exciting and fun play, but to me, he is still a little risky depending on who else you have left. Rohan says, who should I start? Tom Brady, Kyler Murray, or Deshaun Watson? Out of those, I'd probably go Kyler Murray off the top of my head right now. Yeah, I think I go probably Murray here. How did Murray do like this week? Let's see. I actually should look into it because I have him going in the one. I have 2 leagues left that I'm still in the playoffs, and I have him in one of my leagues. So Murray did well. I say you go Murray here as of right now. Let's see. Dark says opponent has Diggs, Lockett. I have AJ Brown, Hilton. Who has a better chance? It's pretty even for me. I actually like the AJ Brown Hilton stack a little bit more. Ryan says any chance CMC plays. Dark says Coach Ari says CMC is already out. Okay, gotcha. Well, that's not good, right? Let's see. It looks like as of 2 hours ago, ESPN reports Christian McCaffrey is not expected to play Saturday due to thigh injury. So, listen, guys. For anyone who kept McCaffrey, we talked about this over the last 2 weeks, saying that it's a big risk, right? To me, again, it didn't make sense that they would play him, but we'll see, right? The best you can hope for now is that you're able to get into all the CMC owners. You're able to get into the championships without him, and then he comes back. But that's the best you can ask for. Hayden, what's up? Keenan Allen was limited with soreness. You think he'll be all right? I think he should be fine. I haven't seen anything about Keenan Allen's injury that makes me worried about him just yet. Van the Man, should I start Josh Jacobs or Cam Akers? I like Cam Akers slightly more right now. Who did the Raiders play? Let me look at these. Let me look at the schedule really quick. I'm just gonna pull up the NFL schedule. We're gonna get more start and sit questions. So Raiders play Chargers. And Rams play Jets. I'd probably go Akers here. I like Akers. Big T said, how about them Eagles and Miles Sanders? I'm rooting for the Eagles now. I know, right? What a big upset. That was a great upset. Hey, Big T, welcome also. Congrats here. Congrats. What's up, Noah? How you doing, man? How you doing? Welcome back. Catacomb Kid, what's up? Would you play Lockett? I could take Godwin from Flex and put like Rojo in there. Let's see what the issue. Didn't Rojo get like some pins in his fingers or something? Lockett is he's an okay play. He's an okay play. I wouldn't mind him. I could take Godwin from flex and put Rojo there. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind with the Lockett and Rojo start if you wanted to do that to like diversify things a little bit. Kabir says, would you rather play Akers or Taylor this week? Can you play both? I think both are going to be great plays. Who else do you have going that I guess you have to choose between the two? Greg says, Rojo's on my bench. He had surgery. Yeah, that's what I heard. Is he out like... Is it like a very minor surgery or is he actually playing? Chemba gets... Let's see. What's the status? It sounded like a very minor injury. So he had pins put in his... he had surgery to put pin in his broken pinky finger. His stats for Sunday into doubt, as it could be very... Okay, we'll see. I mean, I don't know if I would play an NFL game after I just got, like, finger surgery, but we'll see. We'll see, man. We'll see. Grizzly and Steelers, what's up? Who should I add out of Tim Patrick, Lynn Boland, Gabriel Davis, Hamrick, Watkins, KJ, LaVisca, Rashard, or Henson? I would probably go... I think I like Rashad I like Higgins the best out of those, assuming that, you know, you trust Baker Mayfield. Don, what's up, man? How you doing? Welcome back. Noah says, quick question: Cam Akers or Boyd at flex? Go Cam Akers. I don't think we should be starting any Cincinnati Bengals in the playoffs. Also, is it worth picking up the Bills D? I've got Cards, 49ers, Dolphins. Go look at, I just pinned, any defense questions, go look at my latest pinned comment in the video that's pinned in the comments. Those are my updated week 15 defensive rankings as of a few hours ago. So use that if you want to figure out who you want to go with. And last question is, do you trust Robbie Anderson as a wide receiver playing against Green Bay Pass D? Got MT 101, wide receiver 1. Let's see if other guys come back. If Jerry Alexander shadows him, I don't really love that, honestly. So we'll just have to see who else comes back. Brandon Solero, what's up? J-Rob, Swift, or Diggs? I'd probably go J-Rob or Diggs here. I'll have to look at the matchups. Beat says, should I pick up the Packers D or the Dolphins D? I like the Dolphins D better this week, I believe. Kabir says, I have Kamara and Eckler. I know it's crazy. I mean, hey, don't know if I would fault you. I might even play those guys over Kamara here. How did Kamara do this week? Let's see. You might see. Kamara did actually, yeah, he did fine. Yeah. That's tough. I still think I like JT a little bit more, I think. Do I like JT more? I think, no, sorry, let me change it. I like JT more, but Akers is should get more volume. That's a really tough one. Let me think about that. Let me think about that a little bit. I do, again, a lot of things can change between now and Thursday. Let's keep an eye on if any other news comes out. Because maybe we'll want to bench one of Kamara or Eckler, right? Jackie says, all right, gonna get some suit out. Probably gonna keep the stream on for some white noise. Oh, for sure, man. Yeah, Jackie, thank you so much. Don says, man, your opinion, Godwin, Hilton, Flex, DK, Ayuk, my starters. I'd probably go Hilton here. I like Hilton a lot. He's gonna have a great matchup again this week against Houston. Should I play DeAndre Swift or Miles Sanders? Hey, if nothing changes, I think I like Miles Sanders slightly because we'll have to see if Matt Stafford is out this week. If he's out, I think that puts a lot of Lions players in question. Big T says, if I get Akers, him, Jacobs, or Carson for 2 RBs, out of those, I probably go, let me see, Carson, who was it? It was Carson, Jacobs, or Akers. I think I would rank them Carson, Akers, and then Jacobs. Yeah. And Kabir, I actually think maybe we might want to go JT, Austin Eckler, and James Robinson here, honestly. Kamara may be the odd one out, but let me think about that, and let's touch base again before Thursday, or I guess before Saturday, to figure this out, because those are really, I mean, that's a really great list of running backs. I'm gonna have to think about that a little bit. I'm just looking at the matchups and trying to see what I like better, but those are all really good. I mean, you've got some good options going to the playoffs, or in the playoffs now, right? Burke says I can play Swift. Jacob says Rashard Higgins. Big T says down by 10 points in a 2-week playoff. Okay, not too bad at all. Not too bad. Very recoverable. Breezy says start Big Ben or Herbert, and which two should I start out of J.K. Dobbins, Cam Akers, and Aguilar? I think I like Herbert a little bit more, and then out of the other two, I think I like Akers for sure, and then I don't know if I trust Dobbins. I mean, maybe go Dobbins. I would coin flip Dobbins or Aguilar, whoever you like better. I know Dobbins has been starting to get more of the majority of the shares on that backfield. Eric says I'm picking up Blankenship to start over Tucker because I think Tucker will mostly have extra points opportunities. Are the Colts aggressive on 4th and short situation? Thanks for doing the show. For sure. The Colts are very aggressive on 4th and short, but I think they do have a good matchup this week where they'll give Blankenship a lot of opportunities. I think they'll be in the red zone a lot, so I don't think Blankenship is a bad start. You know, I liked him last week, and I think he tied with like 2 other kickers for the most points scored, I believe. So, yeah. Ryan says Devontae Adams, Thielen, Deontay and Lockett versus Samuel, Diggs, Allen Robinson, and Landry. Who do you prefer? I think I like the Devontae Thielen one a little bit more because they have the opportunity to like really go off. I think Samuel, Diggs, Allen Robinson, and Landry, they're actually a little bit safer. Because overall I like Devontae. I'd probably like Devontae Thielen the best. Devontae, like Thielen, Diggs there, and then I think I would go like Samuel Robinson, and then like the other 3 are in the back. So I think the first one, Devontae side, has a chance of going off, but I do like the sort of the more consistency and floor of the second one. Beat says Michael Thomas or T.Y. Hilton this week, man. I just really like T.Y.'s matchup, man. I really like T.Y.'s matchup. How did let me look at how Michael Thomas did this past week. He did okay. I like T.Y. a little bit more. You know, I wonder if Casey's going to be able to focus a little bit more. I mean, overall, T.Y. has been, I think, a little bit more productive over the last 3 weeks. They're playing Houston, and it's a way easier defense than going up against the Chiefs. So I think I like T.Y. a little bit more, actually. Yep. Jacob says, should I drop Herbert for Harris? That's a pretty high risk, high reward move. I don't know if I would do it because that means you're banking on Hurts, a rookie who's only played 1 full game for this week and potentially playoffs. So if it were me, I probably wouldn't do it. If you really like Hurts, I would try and drop someone else, Jacob. But that seems like it's a pretty, it's a pretty, I mean, it'd be a pretty big baller move, but it's completely up to you if you want to risk it. It's a very high risk. Kabir says, appreciate it for sure. Yui, what's up, man? How you doing? Big T says, Robbie Anderson, Deontay Johnson, T.Y. Hilton, Amari Cooper, Brandon Ayuk start 3. I'd probably go with Hilton, Cooper, Ayuk. If that's, you know, on the fact that Anderson is gonna get covered by Jerry Alexander. I still need to review that. I honestly haven't looked at it in the last 2 weeks. I kind of want to see how Alexander has been doing against other wide receivers, because I know that was more of the thing before where he shut down everybody, right? But I do think, you know, if he is gonna get shadowed by Alexander, I'd probably go Hilton, Cooper, Brandon. Ayuk has been playing like a wide receiver 1. T.Y. Hilton has been going off, and you know we know the whole thing with T.Y. and Houston, right? He just dominates against them, so it'd be shocking to me if he didn't have a good game. And Amari Cooper has been just steadily getting the targets, and the Cowboys are like, they're not good, but they're looking a lot better than they were a few weeks ago. So I'd probably go, if you had to start 2, I'd probably go, honestly, upside Hilton and Ayuk. Cooper is very safe, so if you prefer to go a little safer, you can plug him in. Josh says, I won my matchups 178, 174. Nice. Close one, huh? Nice. Who thinks Lamar was pulling a Paul's period last night? Like, that's kind of funny. I watched that. That was hilarious. Your boy is still winless in Dynasty. My coaching strategy is based off of what the Jets do. Listen, man, we got to mimic what the pros do, right? Question though, Burke, is it frowned upon to like actively tank in Dynasty leagues? Like, do commissioners ever put in some sort of like rules or restrictions to prevent you from actually tanking, or is that just like a normal thing? Jonathan Foley, what's up? PPR, Mike Davis, Nick Chubb, DeAndre Swift, or Cam Akers. I'd probably go. I'd probably go Akers, Davis, Chubb as of right now. I will have a better answer for you guys on Thursday, but I think I like Akers, Chubb, and Davis right now. I need to go back and look at the Lions game and see what the share was there. Hayden says Kamara actually did really well. He had 10 targets, 7 receptions, got goal line touches. Okay, so that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Josh says the Washington D bailed me out. I might lose this week if Keenan doesn't play. I've already lost CMC. Hey, that's what they go look at the waiver wire video, man. We got you. We got you. Jacob says, how do you feel about Mike Davis? I have CMC. I like him. I like Mike Davis a lot. I think he's a RB2. I think he had one of the better games. I've been an owner of him for most of the season, and he's had a lot of disappointing games. Disappointing in the fact that, like, you know, he never broke double digits. But I consider him like an RB2 with a decent amount of upside. 2K says pick 3: Sanders, Montgomery, Robinson, JT. Let's see. Without looking at the exact matchups, I'd probably go JT, Montgomery, and who was the other one? It was Sanders or Robinson. I think I'd go Montgomery, Robinson, and JT here. Jason says Sean McVay said post game that he's still using the other two. Was just using Akers as a hot hand guy. Should I pick up Jeff Wilson over? Oh no, you got to go Cam Akers. He should be the featured back moving forward. I like Akers a lot more than Jeff Wilson. Brad, what's up, man? You won. That's congrats, dude. What was your score? What was it a close one, or did you kill your opponent? Eric says Wilson is really interesting if Mostert out. He does have 30-point game this year. Yeah, we'll see. I don't think I've heard. I mean, let me look up Mostert. Is he expected to be out this week? He has. Oh, his ankle. He's getting checked out heading. Okay. Yeah, he is a very interesting start if Mostert doesn't play. We'd assume that Jeff Wilson is a guy, right? It's just up to you, I guess, whoever plays Jeff Wilson. Very much up to you if you want to risk that whole RB carousel that goes on in the backfield. Yeah. Burke says, yeah, you got to be discreet with tanking. Like, you've got to have a full starting lineup. Significantly better players must be played. I am Mahomes or Hurts, but I'm literally putting in my best lineup. I just had hella injuries, so I'm committed to the tank. Hey, there you go. There you go. How do you feel about Swift? All right, so since we've talked about Swift again, let me look at Swift again. I want to see the Detroit. Let's see. I want to see the Detroit game. Let's look at this here. I'm gonna actually pull it up so we can all look at it together. So I'm not just like randomly looking at stuff. All right, let me show this. All right, so scores. Close game, guys. Very close game. Let's see. Stats. So we go to the Lions here. 7 carries, 24 for 1 TD. Not great. In the passing game, he got 5 targets. So, like, the usage isn't there. Like, this is what I was afraid of. Like, overall, this isn't as telling because they didn't really run the ball that much overall. But it's not super convincing to me that they're for sure running the... Like, that's interesting, right? Because Green Bay has one of the worst, they have a really bad run D. So it's interesting that they didn't really run it. It's you know, I feel like people would be talking about Swift less if he didn't have that 1 TD here, right? Because he would have only gotten 26 plus 24, so like 50 yards plus a few points for that. So like he would have scored less than what, 7, 8 points in half PPR or lower. So I don't know. I'm not super high on it just yet. And with the fact that Stafford might be out this week, that's a very scary play in my opinion. IB says, yo, safe to stream Taysom this week or pay up Jalen Hurts and stream him. Has there been any Breeze in return injuries? Like, what's going on with Breeze? Breeze to be questionable at best for Week 15 versus Chiefs. If that's the case, let me see how Taysom. I didn't watch the Saints game, but Taysom. I think Taysom he's been a very solid quarterback to stream, so he might be okay. It might be okay for us. If anyone who's playing, I'm not gonna fault anyone for starting Jalen Hurts this week, but just realize that, like, just know that he is, he can be a risky start. Rookie quarterback, have just finished his first full game. It's a little risky, but you know. All right, where are we at? I won by 10. Nice. Okay. 1-on-1 dozer. What's up? Akers, Jacobs, Zeke, Taylor, Swift. Need 3. I'd go Akers, Taylor, and maybe Jacobs here if he's healthy. Terry or Robbie Anderson. I would probably go. I know Terry hasn't been playing well. I prefer him, especially if Jared Alexander shadows him. So let's see what the rest of the Panthers receivers look like this week. Conscious, what's up, man? Welcome back. D2W Stu, what's up? Sup, Daniel? Yeah, Wilson, if Mostert outplay your RBs versus Dallas, Gio, since he was an outlier RB, eat all day on my boys, D. Listen, yeah, you guys won, right? You guys won. Are the Cowboys still in playoff contention right now with, like, how the NFC East is? Bricks says Swift at the goal line TD. Kerry also had a goal line TD. Oh, there you go. That's why. Eric says, at 1-on-1 dozer, Akers, Taylor, Swift for me. Okay. Ambi says, I'm dropping Gio for Wilson, Bowden, or Gus Bus. Okay. I'd probably go Wilson there. Matthew, what's up, man? Hey, congrats on tying and winning this week, 13-3. That's really impressive. Eric, Big T, and Matt, everyone give them a huge, a virtual little applause. They did very well. 13-3 is very, very impressive. Richard says Hurts a start over Watson with Cooks or even without Cooks. It's a risky start. I think I would go Watson to be a little safer, Richard. But let's see how things play out over the next 2 days. Beat says Logan Thomas seems to be really reliable now, or should I consider picking him up and starting him? Yeah, I think so. He's been a very, very steady floor tight end for a very long time, right? So if he's available, I think he's a great guy. I think he's a great guy to look at. Let's see. Oh yeah, Burke and Matt, are you guys playing? Or what's going on? Pancho, what's up? Montgomery, Ronald Jones, or Gallman? I don't know if Ronald Jones is gonna play this week, so I'd probably go Montgomery here. Brad says my QBs are Herbert and Newton. QBs in the waiver are Ryan, Stafford, Carr, Goff, Cousins, Breeze, Tua, Mayfield, Trubisky, Rivers, Jones, Hurts, Locke, and Smith. Should I pick? Oh yeah, 100%. I think you should. I don't think we should hold on to Newton anymore. Out of those, I'd probably go like Rivers, Trubisky, or Hurts, depending on like if you're gonna play Herbert or not. You probably, if you have Herbert, you probably don't need Rivers because Rivers is like a very, very safe QB2 play. I don't think it's like upside. I'd probably go like Hurts, Mayfield, or Trubisky, honestly. Rick says Vinegar Strokes has a really good team. I hope so. Matt says my team scored the highest in the league and I didn't even start Akers. Hey, nice. Taylor Swift, yeah, is Taylor Swift a good start in the playoffs, guys? Van the Man, I already asked a similar question, but who do you think is a safer start, Jacobs or Akers? For this week, let me look really quickly. Who do the Raiders play again? Let me see. Raiders are playing Chargers. I like Akers a little bit more, I think, right now because I don't think Jacobs is 100%. So let's wait over the next few days and see if there's any more. Well, I guess let's wait the next 2 days because the Raiders play on Thursday, right? Let's see what we hear from Jacobs. But guys, you all know that I hyped up Cam Akers before the playoffs started, and I really liked him, so gotta stick with it, right? Stu says Wilson's a great snag, depending on what you need. If he offers running back wide receiver flexibility, Bowden's intriguing. Gus Bus is a solid TD tree, but limited upside. Yeah, so with Bowden, wait and see what happens with Gesicki and Parker and the rest of the guys, right? Bowden, in my opinion, he was only used purely because everyone was like injured and out. So keep an eye out. I think he's like actually an okay start if, geez, I have, what the hell? Damn, no one told me I had a piece of candy cane in my collar, guys. That's kind of rude. Also, I don't know where this candy cane is from. Weird. You guys see that? No, focus. Damn, never mind. So Bowden could be an okay flex play this week because he does have that. It's nice he has that wide receiver running back eligibility, right? But just keep an eye out to see what the rest of the Dolphins guys are looking like this week. Let's see. Goddard and Henry this week for good question. I want to see how Goddard this week.
I need to go back and watch some of the Philly highlights because I really want to see it. Goddard had 6.3, and then how did Henry do? Because I liked Henry last week. Overall, on paper, I like Goddard a little bit more. So Henry had 8 targets. Goddard had, let me see. Goddard had 6. I wonder if I maybe like Henry a little bit more here. Like very, very slightly. Very, very slightly. Goddard or Logan Thomas this week, half PPR. I kind of like Logan Thomas here, honestly. I kind of like Logan Thomas. Stu says, yeah, we're somehow in that mess for NFL East, but not really. Hey, you never know, right? Listen, NFC East came up this weekend. Maybe they heard too much trash talking in on social media. Like NFC East showed up. Well, at least the Eagles showed up. That was awesome. Where are we at? Conscious says, has anyone realized that Taylor Swift 2 rooks? Yep. That's funny, actually. Jacob says, should I drop CeeDee Lamb? Depends on who would you pick up, Jacob? It depends on who you grab. Ivan, what's up? Start 2, Josh Jacobs, Montgomery, Akers, PPR. As of right now, I lean Montgomery and Akers, but that could change before Thursday. Matt says, I was scared the Panthers would win, but I figured Broncos weapons and Drew Lock would show up, then they did. Yeah, they did. They did. I thought I was going to play Burke in the second round at standings, but changed. Gotcha. Okay, yeah, Matt, because I remember. I thought you were talking about if Burke made it out, that you guys would be playing each other, but seeding, right? Seeding. Let's see where we're at. Treyas, what's up? Wait, sorry, hold on, where are we at? I need to move up a little bit. My bad, I'm really behind right now. Okay. Burke says Goddard, Gesicki, Kmet, Reed, Cook, Burton, Irv Smith, pick one. I'd go Gesicki if he plays, otherwise I'd probably go Goddard. Stu says Henry is banged up, like Logan's consistency, Akers all day, then Seattle touches 29 touches last week, right? Yep. Trust the process, football. Welcome. Godwin, Anderson, or Carson, I want your opinion. I like Carson as the safest play here right now, if we're talking about Chris Carson. They're just the same with my team, scored the most points. They didn't start. Akers went against Ramsey on a bad Thursday night, yeah. Brad says, thanks, I was thinking about getting Hurts. Washington won again, now we are in the first in the division. Oh, there you go. Rodgers or Watson, I like Rodgers a little bit more. Is it time to drop Zach Ertz? Zach Ertz should probably have never been on your lineup. I don't think he's been playable all season. I have not liked him at all this season. Trey says full PPR start to Johnson, Robert Woods, Brandon Cooks, or Swift. I don't know if Brandon Cooks is gonna play. So if it were between the other ones, I'd probably go Robert Woods and Swift. Jonathan says, I'm playing the championship this week. How do you feel about this? My opponent has Henry, Montgomery, Devontae Adams, Cooper. I have Chubb, Davis, Diggs, Julio, Akers. I don't know if Julio's going to play, man. It's a little scary because he has a pretty solid team, Jonathan. But listen, you've got guys who can go off. So, good luck with it. But hopefully, like I said, I don't know if Julio's going to play. Break says, rate this lineup: Watson, Aaron Jones, J-Rob, Tyreek, Justin Jefferson, Goddard, Swift, AJ Brown, Colts. I like it. I think the flex is a little weak, and Aaron Jones and J-Rob, obviously, I like a lot, but they're not like every week consistent, like 15 plus point. They don't put up 15 points, especially Aaron Jones. I think has been very game script dependent, but otherwise, it's a very solid lineup. It's a very, very solid lineup. Jonathan says, if Julio's out, I have Devontae Johnson. I think you mean Deontay Johnson or T.Y. Hilton. What are the chances I can pull through? I have to beat him. QB and DSG. I like Hilton here if you have to play that. I honestly might like Hilton over Julio this week. Matt says, if I paid more attention to standings, I wouldn't have let JMC win last week, so I can verse you this week. Hey, if you guys can play each other in a championship's even better, right? Richard says, if Rojo's playing this week, is Jeff Wilson a safe play if Mostert isn't playing? I don't know if it's a safe play. I think it's a decent flex play. I don't know if he's necessarily a safe play because the 49ers will like to get really crazy with who they play and who gets the most touches. I think he's an okay flex play. Stu says, Goddard only have 4 for 4, but Hurts was looking for him a decent amount. Yep, exactly. Andrew, what's up, man? Welcome back. Eric says, Goddard, I'm doing well, man. How are you doing, my friend? Stu says, also Hurts first game versus New Orleans, so there's that. It is, right? Nesto, what's up, man? How'd your teams do? One of them lost, one of them won. So I have 2 teams left over my leagues out of 4. That's in playoffs. So, 50%, not bad. Chooses Akers, Taylor, Carson, pick 2. Ooh. Akers, Taylor, Carson. As of right now, I'd probably go... I think I go Taylor and Akers, man. Ivan says flex play Deontay, Jacobs, Jefferson. I like Jefferson, Jacobs, then Deontay right now. We'll have to monitor Jacobs' status though. Stu says, Daniel, I don't know if remember names Stuart Morrison, just change your names to what I use on the players. Missing it. Oh, for sure. Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, for sure. Okay, gotcha. That's cool. I do remember that. Well, yeah, Merry Christmas to you as well. That's true, guys. It's almost Christmas is next week, right? Santa might be coming to stream soon. Trusted Process says, I don't like Carson against Washington at all. Ray N says, is Julio playable this week? Only if he's healthy, but we'll see if he's actually healthy or not. Andrew says, start 2 wide receivers, flex 1, McLaurin, AJ Brown, Corey Davis, Robbie Anderson, DJ Moore, Wayne Gallman, Brent Ayuk. I'd probably go as of right now, guys. And every start sit question I'm going to answer is as of right now. A lot is going to change, I promise you all, between the next 2 days. So, Andrew, out of those, I'd probably go AJ, Ayuk, and either McLaurin or DJ Moore. I do want to do a little bit of research into how the Packers secondary is going to line up against the Panthers offense, the receivers. Rayan says Mike Davis or Leonard Fournette. Mike Davis as of right now because Rojo's status is he still could still play. Sue says me, Akers, and Taylor, but all 3 are good options exactly. Ryan D says, are the Raiders aggressive on 4th down? Have Carlson as my kicker. I don't know that they really are, but Carlson has been doing pretty well as a kicker in my opinion, right? Luke says, are Keenan, Jacobs, or Julio gonna play? I don't know if Julio's gonna play. Keenan should. Jacobs should as well. What do you think about Aaron Jones? Still a solid RB2 with RB1 upside, and a very game script dependent though. But welcome back, Luke. Ray says, do I keep the Ravens defense this week? They played battle last night. I am ranked pretty high. Anyone who's asking about defenses, go check out the pinned comment wherever it is on your screen. I just updated my week 15 defense rankings. So go look at that in the comments because it's not drastically different than my initial rankings, but it is a little bit different. I think 3 teams are out of the top 10 and three new teams are in. Andrew says, should I pick up Taysom Hill or Ryan Tannehill over Russell Wilson? I don't mind the Russell Wilson start this week. I don't think you necessarily need to. I think it's up to you, so go with your gut feeling there. At the end of the day, I don't think you're gaining much more value if you were to start one of them over Russell. I still like Russell, but if you don't, you can probably go like I think Tannehill or Taysom are good guys that should get you around that like 19, 20 point mark at least. Conscious says, if I do not get Gus off waivers, Kirk, M. Will, J. Will, Fournette, and my second flex. It's Christian Kirk. I don't know if I would start him. Mike Williams. Keep an eye out for his injury status. Who is J. Will? Jeff Wilson or Fournette. I'd probably go Jeff Wilson if Mostert doesn't play. Ray says, how do you feel about Miles Sanders or James Robinson? I still lean James Robinson here. Speed says, McGaff, if plays Chubb and Taylor, how are my RBs looking good? I don't think McCaffrey's going to play, though. I think he's out this week. Conscious says, hit that thumbs up button. I appreciate it, man. Do it, boys. Jack Justin says, does it make sense to sit Devontae Adams if he has Rodgers? If he has Rodgers, no, it does not. You play to score as many points as you can. And I'd be kind of curious who you think who on your team you think could score more than Devontae, but I do not think that is that makes sense at all. Conscious says, I have Devontae play him. Exactly. Eric says, Ayuk, McLaurin, Brown. There you go. Ari says, Russ, Eckler, Chubb, Hopkins, Keenan, Waller, Ridley, Ravens, Goo. So thoughts on that? I like it. Hopefully everyone's healthy, but that's a solid lineup. And you've got pretty good depth as well, so that's pretty good. Eric says Haskin is good for McLaurin. I guess no Devo. Toby, what's up, man? How you doing? Andrew says 49ers D or Browns D. Let's go look at the video and see what I have ranked higher this week.
What's up, everyone? It's Jan.
For this week, I have. For this week, I have Browns ranked a little bit higher than 49ers. All right, let me pull up chat again. Inceptivus, what's up, man? How you doing? All right, where are we at here? Rams got a D, gonna feast. Yeah, Rams has a very good D this week. Very good matchup. What do you think about Wilson against Washington D? I think, you know, Wilson, if he gets out of his slump, he's still a QB1, right? So I think it's been weird. I don't think there's been a consistent pattern to when he does well, when he doesn't. So I feel okay starting Wilson, although I know a lot of people don't want to start him. I know a lot of people don't want to. Toby says TY wide receiver number 1, 100%. Toby says also thanks to you, won my week. Hey, I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad. Sam, what's up, man? Big Ben or Herbert? For this week, let's see. I like Herbert slightly more here. Brick says Russ has career high TDs this season, but also very high interceptions. He's got the Jameis Winston effect, right? Toby says got Akers with #1 priority last week. Now projected 15. Is Akers and Drake running back ones? I don't know if I would put them running back ones just yet, but they definitely have the potential to play like it. Man. Matt says I'm happy I'm stashed Jeff Wilson in case Mostert got a day. That's very smart. Toby says my RBs are Akers, Drake, and Gallman at flex. Okay, not bad. Gallman didn't do well, right? We mentioned Gallman a few weeks ago that, like, you know, he's very TD dependent. He's been getting it, but on the off chance that he doesn't get the TD, he might not perform. So that's kind of what happened, unfortunately. But I still feel okay starting him. Meat says Corey Davis is about to put up another banger. He very well could. Corey Davis is, I honestly think, one of the most underappreciated wide receivers this week or this season. Septimus says start McKissick or DeAndre Washington at RB2. I'd probably go McKissick here, especially in PPR. Rohan, what's up? Pick 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, 1 flex. Robinson, Robert Woods, Henry, J-Rob, Montgomery, Jefferson, Godwin, Smith, Zeke. So I would go J-Rob, Montgomery, Allen Robinson, Jefferson, and how did Zeke do this week? Did Zeke do okay? Let me see. Elliott, because I'm kind of torn who I want the flex to be here. Oh, Zeke doesn't have a great matchup. Yeah, I'd probably go Wood or Swift. How did Godwin do this week? Let's see. Mr. Godwin, how did you do this week? Okay, Chris Godwin. This week he had 3.5 points. Yeah. I'm starting to worry a little bit about the wide receiver spread and the shares in Tampa Bay, just slightly. It's interesting that he only had 3 targets this past week. 101 Dozer says Steelers back on track against Bengals for sure. Do you do fantasy basketball? I don't do it, Aiden. I don't do it, but there's a lot of people here that do actually. We've actually talked a little bit about fantasy basketball more recently. But welcome to the stream. Richard says if Julio's out, Claypool, Bowden, Gage, Gabe Davis, or John Brown off fire. I'd probably go Gage here, honestly. I'd probably go Gage. Chilwell says Lamar or Tannehill, PPR. QB, thanks. Well, they won't be catching passes, but if I had to choose between Lamar and Tannehill, I'd probably go Lamar here. Lamar has a slightly higher upside based off how he's been playing. Ari says, Rowan, I go J-Ron, Amon, A-Rob, and Jefferson, Woods at flex. There you go. Sam, what's up, man? How you doing? Welcome back to the stream. Josh says pick 2, Miles Davis, DeAndre Swift, David Montgomery. I'd probably go Montgomery and Miles Sanders here. Brick says Jameis Wilson still has the most interceptions of any QBs this season and last season. He isn't playing this season. Sam says pick 2 for RB and flex. Chubb, Eckler, Monty, Akers. I'd probably go... That's a tough one. Let's look at their matchups here. I go Chubb. I'd go Eckler and then Montgomery, I think. You can maybe swap out Akers for Eckler, so I'll let you choose between Eckler and Montgomery. Or sorry, Eckler and Akers here. Jason says start to Ridley, Julio, Hilton, Cup. I don't think Julio's gonna play, guys. Ridley, I would go Ridley and Hilton here. I'm just gonna look this up. Julio Jones. I want to see what his status is, because last week they said they might shut him down. Yeah, I would be cautious. I have a gut feeling that Julio might not play this week, and maybe not for the rest of the season. Brad says pick one, Fantanyan, Goddard, Thomas. I'd probably go Tanyan, and then Thomas. Andrew says, do you think CMC will play? I do not think CMC is going to play. Might take since like week 10, 11, maybe even earlier. So I don't think he plays at all again this season. Burke says, man, I really got bored mid-season, traded away half my lineup to you. Yeah. Eric says, not if the Panthers GM wants to keep his job yet. Jazz says, Rule says he's doubtful for this week. There you go. Inceptivist says, should I roll with Ravens this week or pick up Titans or Bears? I like the Ravens. Dave, what's up, man? Made it through. Looks like San Francisco and Tampa were, but yeah, exactly, right? They both did very well, so, you know, I'm glad we had the conversation, but, you know, at the end of the day, it's kind of like a toss-up, right? But yeah, and they both did very well. Stream Hurts or Trubisky this week. Sam says Trubisky is a little safer, but I think Trubisky is a little safer. Trubisky says, let me just tell you something. Always roster the backup of one pick in fantasy that always get hurt. Hey, true. David says Trubisky is. Rowan says, do you think James Robinson will perform after a relative down week? I think he will. Look, James Robinson, as we talked about him a lot, and people have been very up and down on him. And pull up the stats from this week. And actually, out here, let's show this to everybody. So with James Robinson, they played Titans. Like, this is very, like, I mean, he still scored you 10 over double digits in half PPR, right? So this is definitely more like an outlier, but he is just someone that I feel like you need to start. He's the best ranked running back. His floor is relatively safe, and you know, with Minshew back, actually, I think it's better for him. So hopefully they'll be able to run with him a little bit more. But hey, he gets the volume, and his yards per carry is very decent. So I'm probably gonna start James Robinson wherever I have him left. Let's see. Toby says it was David Johnson to Saquon to CMC. Yep. Matt says, guess who traded Julio to me? Me to Burke. Damn. Okay. Trubisky is a smarter choice. I like it. Why do you think Julio is out? It's because he's been having nagging injuries a lot, and last week there were some reports out saying that he might get shut down for the rest of the season. There's no point in them trying to risk him more, right? He's older now. Any injury could have long-term effects. There's no point in playing him. David says CMC is out again. Okay, there you go. Yeah, I think he's doubtful. I don't think he's officially out, but I think he's doubtful. Toby says Dalvin Cook or Henry might be next. Roster the backups next year. Hey, there you go. I would say Dalvin Cook is definitely more susceptible to injuries than Henry. Henry seems like he's literally made out of steel. Jesus says, should I pick up Akers or Hilton? I would pick up both if you can. Julio's still hurt. Yep. Never ever pick up Titans defense. They suck. Yeah, I am a little worried on them. I'm not sure if I'm super high on them. I don't think they're in my top 10. Rick says, I'm in week 1 of playoffs in my money league. I've got Kamara, Swift starting, Gibson, and Jacobs on my bench. My one flex spot is between either of those RBs, Cooper or Julio. Honestly, you know, I think there could be a Burke. If you're high on Swift, go for it. I think there could be an argument to be made for playing Jacobs in your RB2 instead, and then Cooper. Cooper has been very, very safe, so I like him in the flex spot. But I honestly wonder if I like Jacobs a little bit better than Swift this week. We all saw Swift's usage, right? It wasn't super convincing to me. I think you'll have a better chance, a better time making your decision once we know if Stafford's out this week, honestly. Brendan, what's up? If Kenny Golladay is out, who should I start? DJ Moore or Juju Smith-Schuster? Let's keep an eye out for DJ Moore. I think he's a little bit safer, but I do like Juju a lot. We need to see if he's still. I don't know if he's off the COVID list or not, but we'll have to keep an eye out. Burke says wide receivers are AJ Brown and Justin Jefferson. Yeah, so I agree that should be your wide receiver 1 and 2 there. 2K says James Robinson also had an 18-yard TD callback. That's what I heard. That's what I heard. Inceptibus, who should I start at tight end? Andrews, Hawkinson, or Tanyan? I don't like Hawkinson with Stafford. Yeah, if Stafford's out, I wouldn't start Hawkinson. I'd probably go Tanyan over Andrews. Did Andrews do well this week? I know that's the one thing I did want to follow up on. So Andrews, let's see here. He did okay. I think I like Tanyan slightly more, but Andrews is starting to look like he's an okay play in the playoffs now because his volume has been going up a lot. And he's actually, actually being productive instead of just getting 20, 30 yards. So, yeah. Toby says, personally, I'd accept J-Rob to have a flex for every week. Exactly. Komet or Irv Smith, I was hoping Kittle would be back, learn my lesson. Irv Smith is going to be more TD dependent if you like that. Cole Kmet is probably going to have a higher amount of targets. So it's floor versus ceiling. Kmet's a little safer, I think. Irv is going to definitely be very, very TD dependent. But hey, he might get you 2 TDs. Brick says pick up Jeff Wilson over DeAndre Wilson. They're watching Washington. I think I like it a little bit more. Just because I wasn't huge on Washington last week. I'm not huge on him now. I think you start Washington if you absolutely need to. Jeff Wilson looked like he had a decent amount of usability, even if Mostert's there. But now with news that Mostert might not be there, he could be, if they're both the starting running backs, I'd probably like Jeff Wilson a little bit more because we've been actually able to see what Jeff Wilson can do. PS4, what's up? Pick set 2, Sanders, Gaskin, Montgomery, Swift, or Cam Akers. I'd probably go Akers and Montgomery here. We don't know if Gaskin's going to be back this week, too. Bretton says, should I start Juju or DJ Moore? Yeah, Bretton, so like I said, I would keep an eye out to see if DJ's there. I think DJ's slightly safer, but I do like Juju a little bit. Let me just look at their matchups this week. If I'm just looking at half PPR... Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye out. I don't mind Juju, though. I don't mind Juju. Dozer says Jefferson or Pittman. You have to start Justin Jefferson almost every week, in my opinion. There's very few wide receivers I would start over him. Richard says Goddard or Ebron. How did Ebron do this week? Let's see. Hopefully he still got the targets. Ebron seems very safe to me, is what I'll say. I think it's going to be a toss-up. I think Ebron's a little bit more safe, in my opinion, because we know exactly what his role is with Big Ben there, right? Toby says Jason. I picked him both last week thanks to Dan's fight. There you go. Doubtful on a Tuesday equals out. Okay. Micah, what's up? Do you think Eckler and Keenan will play? I think there's a good chance they play. I haven't heard of any serious injuries from either to think that they're not going to play this week. Let's see. Toby says same with Lions. Never picked them up. They had some nice matchups and dropped me 1 and -1. There you go. Sam says Colt C makes me nervous lately. They always come through later in the game though. Should I set and forget or look to play another D this week? Hey, they're not the best D to play, but I think they're always gonna be solid. They're always gonna be solid. Besides the Tennessee Titans game where they didn't have some of their defense starters, they've been good every week. So I don't think you need to worry about it at all. That being said, there are some guys I ranked over the Colts. So if you have them, go for it. Give me 1 second. Let me turn on some more lights. All right, let's see. But yeah, Sam, I wouldn't be worried about them. Now, so do you think Trubisky finishes as one of the top fantasy QBs? I have Goff, but I don't always trust him. I probably trust Trubisky a little bit more. I don't know if he's going to finish as a top QB, but I think it's going to be decent, like QB2 with some QB1 borderline. Rick says I'm waiting on the Stafford and Jacobs news. There you go. Brad says start 2 wide receiver, 1 flex. Metcalf, Lockett, Kupp, Johnson, Beasley, Akers, Gaskin, and Tanyan. I go Akers in your flex, and I probably go Metcalf and Kupp here. We'll have to see what John Brown's status is. If John Brown's back, I don't know if I would start Beasley. Claudio says yesterday I went with a 1% chance of winning thanks to Lamar and Andrews. Hey, there you go. That's awesome, man. Congrats, Claudio. Okay, congrats to everyone who's made it. Congrats, that's awesome. Rohun says, do you produce a weekly rankings or just starts and sits? I do starts and sits because when we discussed rankings before, people weren't super into it. I know the rankings have been something that people have been talking about recently. There just seems like there's so many. Like within wide receivers, there's going to be at least what, 60 to 90 wide receivers that we could rank. So I just don't know if that's as helpful. I like to do start sits and just answer the questions on stream here. A-Man says, Tannehill or Russ for QB in 15? I saw Russ ranked a little bit higher. David says, had one tie behind my back all season in a 16 deep league. Picked up CMC with number 1 and Kittle with number 4. Snake draft's been rolling with 32 and 33. My best players all season. Damn, okay, that's tough. I mean, if you start with those, like, I mean, that's just rough, right? Half of fantasy is luck, so it is what it is, right? Matt says, I'm so happy with Mark Andrews. He's been a great tight end for me the next 2 weeks. Might get Gesicki, but Burke might get him because of his team is worse. Okay. Yeah, Andrews has been looking very well. Toby says, I had this one in my league. Played 6 games, won 3-3, so I missed playoffs. Here's the lineup, go for it. David says, I agree. I think we'll swap with Komet. Yeah, Komet has been... Trubisky likes Komet, right? Trubisky likes him a lot. Inceptivist says, start Deontay Johnson or T.Y. Hilton. I like T.Y. Hilton a lot more. There's no reason for you to bench T.Y. Hilton. He's been on my start list for the last 2 weeks. Matt says, the only week that Jeff Wilson started at RB1, he scored 3Ds against the Bats. There you go, right? There you go. Claudio says, Deontay has 2 drop balls a game. I'm not concerned. Brendan says, hey, should I start DJ Chark at flex instead of Swift? Let me think. How did Chark do this week? I actually don't mind him with Minshew. I don't mind him with Minshew. I think Baltimore's going to be a tougher matchup. He had 9 targets. But if you don't trust Minshew against Baltimore, I would go Swift here. I'm just not a huge Swift fan, honestly. I'm not a huge Swift fan. David says, Russ coming off a good week could definitely light up even against Washington. I agree. Russ is one of those guys that should be matchup proof. Derek, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. I need 1 QB, 1 wide receiver, 1 tight end, and 1 flex. Rivers, Murray. So I would go Murray over Rivers for the upside. For your wide receivers, I'd go Calvin Ridley. And for tight end, so I would also go Cam Akers in the flex. And then for tight end, I'd probably go Logan Thomas here. Safe. Sam says Ebron or Thomas. Both very similar. I think Thomas has a slightly higher upside. Toby says Rodgers, Eckler, Mostert, Tyreek, Scary Terry, Ebron, J-Rob at flex. Packers again, Jason Sanders. Not bad, not bad. San Francisco or Tampa Bay this week. Go check out my updated rankings. It's pinned in the comments. Go look at that. I just updated my top 10 defense rankings for this week. Ilias, what's up? Pick 1, JT, Aaron Jones, Montgomery. Out of those 3, I'd probably have JT and Montgomery up there. I think I like... actually, Aaron Jones. Who the Packers play? They play the Panthers. That's a tough one. I'd probably go Montgomery, JT, and Aaron Jones here, honestly. TB with Julio out, maybe, yep. Ebron or Goddard, both very safe. I think I like Goddard, I like Ebron slightly more, but they're very equal to me, Alex. Toby says my bench is Zeke Evans, Juju Cooper, Anderson, David Johnson, nice. Didn't make playoffs with 12 team, yeah, that's rough. Sam says, should I drop Cam Newton or hold him for his juicy matchup against the Jets? My championship week, you can hold him for sure, right? It's if you have a starting quarterback, it's all about the stashes. So yeah, I absolutely think what you're doing is right. And if you like him for the upside, that's completely fine. You know, there's a few quarterbacks that may or may not be better than him moving forward, but it's all very lateral. Jalen Hurts probably has the highest upside of what we could see because he's a rusher. He's a rusher, right? If you play Jalen Hurts, it's for his rushing stats, not for his passing stats. Sam says pick 2 wide receivers and a flex: AJ Brown, McLaurin, DJ Moore, Woods, Ayuk. I'd go AJ Brown, Ayuk, and probably either McLaurin or Woods here, whichever you like better. Will says, can I confidently start Ayuk, Beasley, and Corey Davis in 3 wide receiver PPR? Julio's out, and I got T. Higgins and Claypool, who's not doing ish. I don't know if you can confidently start Beasley if John Brown's out. If he is out, I think you could. but keep an eye out for John Brown's status because I think he's able to get off of IR this week. Brick says, I got Mahomes at Superflex, but could start Marlon Mack there too. Oh, Marlon Mack 100%. You know it. You know it. Brenton says, hey, I've been worried about this. I'm seeing if you can help me up. Should I put DeAndre Swift at flex or Kenny and Drake? I like Drake a little bit better. I'm not a huge fan of Swift here. All games were lost by 7, 6, and 2. That's rough. That's rough, man. Could have gone 6 and 0. That just happens, right? Is Waller good this week? Waller should be fine. Waller should be fine. Waller is one of those set and forgets tight ends, in my opinion. If he doesn't do well, like, you can't beat yourself over it. Waller is a top tier tight end. The more you play, honestly, the more you realize anything can happen. Exactly. Claudio says, I won and sat Sanders and JT, so hey, there you go. Brick says, don't think you can start Montgomery over Aaron Jones. That's fair. Aaron Jones has a good matchup this week. Sham says Steelers or Browns this week, defense this week. I have Steelers ranked higher. Brick says we know what Aaron Jones is. Montgomery's good games are more likely a fluky to me. He's been getting more and more though. I think you know it could be fluky, Burke, but I also do think, as much as I didn't like him before, I think the change of pace in quarterback actually helped him a lot. Claudio says Jones isn't getting the bulk of the carries. Big T says Hurts or Russ Wilson for QB this week. Russ Wilson. I don't know if I can trust Hurts when you have Russ Wilson. Claudio says he has 3 games over 22 points. Yep. Richard says has a ceiling Watson, Hurts, Trubisky going against Kelsey and Henry. Highest ceiling is always going to be Watson. It's always going to be Watson. That being said, he does not have the best matchup. Out of those 3 any day, I think Watson has the highest ceiling. But he is a little bit down this week. I can't even read that name, but going up against the Rams, what to do? I mean, just put up the best. It doesn't matter who you guys are going up with. You always just go for the highest points that you think your team can score and just hope for the best. It doesn't matter who you guys go up against. Monty went 20 plus the last 3 weeks. Yep, I like Monty a lot. Andrew says RB room is Chubb, Taylor, Montgomery, Swift, bench 1, bench Swift 100% here. Logan, what's up, man? Can you set my lineup for me? I need 1 QB, 2 RBs, 2 wide receivers, 1 tight end, 1 flex, and 1. Sure, I can look at it, but hey, just to let you know, it will most likely change going over the next 2 days. So QB, I like Josh Allen. RBs, I like. Well, CMC's not gonna play, so you're gonna have J. Rob and Akers. Wide receivers, I'd go Robinson, Jefferson, and then I would probably have T.Y. Hilton maybe at your flex. And for your super flex, I think you have to go with Tannehill here. Toby says, who are your breakouts and sleepers at each position next year? I think that's a little bit too far. In advance. So we'll see as we get into the offseason a little bit. Eckler or Woods at flex, I think Eckler is going to be safer, especially since we saw, I mean, running backs to me are always going to be safer than wide receivers because Woods had a decent matchup this week, but look at what he did, right? Sam says, I didn't have a starting QB since losing Dak, been streaming QBs. I'm set to be in my 2-week championships, any QB I can stash, that might be on waivers. Yeah, go look at the waiver wire pickups. There's definitely a few that I think are going to be able to produce you solid points every single week. Derek says Woods, McLaurin, and T.Y. I like T.Y. out of the best out of there, man. I like T.Y. up there. Brenton says, hey, should I start Michael Gallup? He's a pretty risky start in my opinion. He did not do very well last week. It depends on who else you have there, but he is, yeah, I don't know if I would call him a must start. Burke says, geez, I didn't know Monty had 20 plus in the last 3 weeks, so I can't say start Monty without feeling horrible pain. Like, I know, right? He's proven us wrong. Let's see. Dozer says Samuel, Steelers this week, Browns next week. There you go. I have 1 spot open and moved Gaskin to IR. I'm going to get another running back until Gaskin. Who should I grab? Gallman, Hines, or Dobbins? I think Dobbins has the highest upside out of those 3. Yeah. I think he's gonna have the highest upside. I have no idea what's going on here, but thank you, Burke, for taking care of things. Ayuk's gonna go nuts here. I like Ayuk a lot. All right, sorry about that. Ayuk's gonna go to, yeah, so back to Ayuk. I think he looks good. He looks very good. I think Debo and Ayuk are both gonna be pretty decent. Pick 2, Kareem Hunt, DeAndre Swift, James Robinson. I go Kareem Hunt and James Robinson. Brendan says, should I start Kiki or DJ Chark? Chark has a better matchup. I might go Chark here, actually. Sam says Eckler or Woods. Eckler, in my opinion. Irie says, what's up? Can you pick 2, AJ Brown, Hopkins, or Galladay? If Stafford sits, I think your answer is going to be AJ Brown, Hopkins. I have a feeling that Stafford might not play. Derek says Rivers, Goff, or Herbert. Rivers to me is the safest. I still think Herbert has the highest ceiling. Goff, I don't love. Rivers is probably going to get you like 17, 18 points. That's what we expect. Let's see. Eric says, what do you think about dropping CMC right now to entice the other two to stay away from the picks I want? Gambling that he's out for the year. If you're not going to get anyone productive that you can start, I still think CMC is worth the hold, right? Because as of right now, I don't think he's back, but as of right now, it's only a thigh injury that shouldn't, like, on paper, shouldn't keep him out for that long. So, at this point, if you're holding on to him for that long, just hold him on for one more week, unless you absolutely need that roster spot. Just start someone this week, right? If it's not someone you're going to start this week, hold on to CMC. Big Cheese says, man, I picked up Devo and this man gets injured and I dropped Ayuk for it. Yeah, if you would have asked me, I would have told you to keep Ayuk here, man. Brooks says, let's see. I don't know what's going on. All right, Irie says, can you pick 3? Kamar, Eckler, Rojo, Montgomery, James Robinson. I probably go... Man, I go Kamara, I go Montgomery, and I'm a little bit torn between Eckler and Robinson. Let me think about that, Irie, but I'm torn on those two. I'd say Kamara or Montgomery, though. Let's see. When you told Bassingi's try, whatever happened there, I did not see. I'm still catching up, so I appreciate it. But yeah, welcome, Irie. Eric says no way. Sam says thoughts on Lynn Bowden Jr. I think he is worth a flex play potentially if the other wide receivers are still going to be out. If Gesicki's out, if Parker's out, but I don't know that I would trust to play him if the other guys are back. So I would keep an eye out for that. Claudio says Eckler, Kamara, Monty. There you go. Okay. Brick says, nah, let's see. Toby. Derek says, thanks, bro. You're awesome. Hey, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. What happened to Ted Ginn Jr. just hasn't been relevant. Isn't he retired? Did he retire? I don't know. He hasn't been around for a while, though. Matt says, why would you drop Ayuk? That hurts to hear. Sam says, drop Pittman and find a QB to stash for finals week. Sam, remind me who your QB is for the final week, because you could, right? If you're okay at wide receiver, I don't think you need Pittman, because I do think it's the T.Y. Holden show, but yeah. Dano, should I drop CMC? If you don't need, like, so same thing, like I was telling, I forgot who it was before. If you don't need someone to start in his place, I just keep him, right? Because if he's playable week 17, I think you play him. Xavier says Akers or Elliott. I like Akers more. Ted Ginn got dropped by the Bears. Gotcha. I have an eyelash in my eye. Someone help. Yo, everyone give Claudio a little blow to get that. Claudio. There you go. You're good now. You're good. Oh yeah, that's right. Week 17, Cam. If you're fine at wide receiver, I think you're okay. I think you might be okay. Here. And yeah, splinters are a pain, especially when they get deeper in. You have to like massage your skin to get it out. Oof. Not good feels. Nico, what's up, man? Welcome back. Thielen, Ayuk, Lockett, and Kiki. What should I have start 3 spots? Out of those 3, I go Thielen, Ayuk, and Lockett. I mean, Kiki, I don't know if I trust him. If Brandon Cooks is back, maybe start Kiki over Lockett, but keep an eye on Brandon Cooks' status this week. Logan says, thanks for your help, bro. Gonna help me. I hope so, man. Listen, I hope I bring you guys championship. I'm trying to bring back a championship as well. Listen, there's enough championships for all of us to go around, right? So I hope it's doable, but boys, that's what we're here for, right? And I'm so glad that so many of you are still asking these questions, because that means y'all are still in it. Sorry to the ones who are not in it anymore, but hey, we got a good amount of the community still in it, right? So let's get it, boys. Let's get it. We're also close to 4. Listen, guys, if we hit 400 subs this by Thursday, before the game starts, that means everyone gets a W. So let's grind and get that 400, boys. Splinters in your eyeballs are worse. Oh yeah, that. Listen, man, not a great combination. Nesto says, should I prioritize adding Ayuk, Jeff Wilson, or Hurts on the waiver tonight? Depending on if you need a wide receiver or running back, I'd probably go Ayuk, then Jefferson, then Hurts. Alan says, Swift or Akers? I like Akers much better. I have Kareem Hunt and James Robinson and DeAndre Swift. Should I drop CMC? I don't think you necessarily need to. Again, it depends on who you're gonna pick up, right? If you have someone that's like you need to pick up that you need to start this week, sure you can drop him, but at this point I would keep him. Not enough for me and Matt to each get 1. That's true, right? Hey, 400, you guys will split the championship. Pancho says Robbie Anderson or Ayuk. I like Ayuk a little bit more for his upside, Pancho. Burke says a good chance for it, right? Matt says I already have my picks for week 15. There you go. Akers all day, 100%. Incentivist says I need AJ Brown and Kelsey not to go off. We will see. We'll see. You never know. Maybe AJ Brown starts butterfingering again this week, right? You never know. Alan says I'm frustrated with Aaron Jones. Yeah, it is what it is, right? He's still what when we have Aaron Jones, we kind of know what it is. Unfortunately, the one thing that's going against Aaron Jones owners is the fact that people can't stop Rodgers to Devontae Adams, right? That's the only thing. Sam says, is Jeff Wilson a worth a pickup? I think he absolutely is, especially if Mostert doesn't play this week. Nico says, should I start Hurts or Watson because Watson is playing Indianapolis, but I have Arizona defense and Saints defense. I still think, like, if it were me, I'm not a huge risk taker unless I absolutely need to. I think I start Watson here. I know he's playing against Indy. I still expect him to do decent. He did decent 2 weeks ago or last week when he played Indy, right? So, to me, like Watson, we know what kind of quarterback he is. He's one of the better fantasy quarterbacks in the league. I think we got to go Watson, man. Unless we hear like literally Kiki's out, Chad Henson's out, like he is losing weapons, like one by one. But yeah. It says just wondering what your fantasy record is. Yeah, so the 2 that I'm still in. Let's see. The 2 that I'm still in. One of them I had a first round bye. My fantasy record, I think I ended 9-3. Does that make sense? It's 10-3 in one, and the other one I'm still in, I am 10-3. So both of them 10-3. The ones I'm still alive in. Toby says I'm in 4 more leagues now. Nice. Claudio says my biggest disappointment at Burke has been Dunbar. He was like a top 5 PFF last year, and this year has been not very good. Burke says Swift is going to have 11 carries, 7 receptions for 160 yards and a TD this week. Then you can have me. There you go. Speak it into existence, Burke. I think Russ has been letting us down, but I'm not worried. Sam says, would it be safe move to pick up New England defense in weeks? Sam, remind me again why you guys are playing in week 17, because that's a little, to me, that's a little interesting. That's a little interesting that we're playing 17 because we don't know what's going to happen. Who does New England play in week 17? Let me see. New England schedule. They play the Jets, maybe. I don't know if they're going to rush the starters. That's why I think most leagues don't go into week 17. If they're out, I don't know if they play them, honestly. Claudia says Russ always does bad down the stretch. He did not do very well last year. That's why I never drafted him in fantasy. Nico says, yeah, he got 19.5 points last time against Indy. Should I do Saints defense versus Kansas City or Cardinals versus Eagles? I don't know if I'd choose either, man. Nico, go look at anyone who's new. Go look at the pinned comment. I just updated my week 15 defense top 10, so go look at that. I don't know if I trust the Cardinals against the Eagles this week. Rogers security in my back. I love it. Dang, I went 8-5. That's not bad at all. Not bad at all. Alan says, okay, yep. Burke is 12-1. Let's go. Pancho says Corey Davis or JD McKissick. I think Corey Davis has a slightly higher ceiling. So I might go Corey Davis here. JD McKissick has a safer floor, in my opinion, purely because he's a running back. Matt says there's no way Rams rest their starters when they have a chance to lose the division. Yeah, we'll see. I think week 17, it'll be very, very interesting to see what happens. But hey, again, that's why people don't play on week 17, right? Toby says Thielen, Jefferson, or Ridley. Pick one. Ooh. Pick one full PPR. Let me look at these schedules. Damn, why are you only I mean, I'll pick one for you, but out of curiosity, why are you only picking one here? Out of those, I'd probably go... I think I go... Ugh, man. I think I might go Calvin Ridley here. He seems like he's been a very, very safe wide receiver for our supply. Brick says Rams are playing Cards and Hawks are playing the Niners, so there's that. Okay, week 17. Reed, what's up, man? How you doing? Welcome back. Toby says because Hill is my one run, the remaining will go to my flex. Okay. Yeah, I think I like Ridley here. I mean, that's pretty stacked for a 12 man. I'm not sure I got it, but hey, good job. Ridley has been a super consistent guy, right? I love Jefferson a lot, and I have him really close. But I mean, it's for me, it's very hard to bench Ridley because I feel like hasn't he like literally put up almost like double digits points every single week? I know there's a one bad week against Green Bay, which is I think I go Ridley here, man. I think I go Ridley. Even though he's playing Tampa, I'm not as scared of the Tampa Bay defense. Burke says pick one: Kamara, Derrick Henry, or Tyreek. Oh man, that's a tough one. Why you gotta make me do that, dude? I might go Tyreek here, honestly. It would have to probably be between Derrick and Tyreek. Jesus. I don't know. Maybe Derrick. Why are you making me do that, man? That's a tough one. I think maybe Derrick slightly over Tyreek Hill. Reed says, so I start Mahomes or Wilson, also start Saints or Colts, lastly Jefferson or Kelvin. I go Mahomes, I go Colts, and then I go Calvin Ridley here. Did Kelvin Benjamin retire? He's still, rumor says, legend has it that Benjamin is still, at the all-you-can-eat at Golden Corral trying to set a record. Mahomes or Big Ben? I like Mahomes a little bit more. We have someone that says Mahomes over Wilson. Okay, like it. Glad you guys agree. How do you say? Sorry, I don't know how to say it. Ruman Nagio. Let me know if there's if you have a short or nickname I can call you. But hey, welcome to the stream, man. Toby says Aaron Jones or Mostert. Same league pick 2. JT Aaron. I go JT and Aaron Jones here because we don't know if Mostert is 100%. Switch for Aaron Jones, I go Aaron Jones. Brick says I'm starting Marlon Mack and Thomas Ross at running back and David Moore, Willie Steen, so I can. Oh, there you go. Yeah, that makes sense, Brick. That makes sense, of course. Toby says yeah, that league is stacked. Let's see, we got Wilson, Rummy. Okay, there we go. Rummy, perfect. Wilson or Murray? I have. So I know people aren't super into Wilson. I have Wilson slightly higher than Murray, just by a hair. But yo, welcome to the stream, Rummy. How are you doing tonight? Ari says I'd go Mahomes, Colts, and Ridley. There you go. Perfect. Loving when you guys agree with me. Fantasy Football Fan says, can you rank 3 QBs, please? Trubisky, Big Ben, Hurts. I go Trubisky, Big Ben, then Hurts, honestly. Do I go Trubisky over Big Ben? Who did the Steelers play? Let me look at the Steelers schedule. I might go... Steelers are playing... Bengals. Oh, actually... I might go Big Ben, Trubisky, then Hurts here, actually. I might do that. Let's see. Evan says if Tennessee could just clean up their defense, they would be unstoppable. Yeah, but their defense is, in my opinion, from what I know, it's a little bit further away from just cleaning up. I think they need some new personnel. But yeah, they look good. But hey, the Colts are coming for the AFC South Division, man. The Colts are coming. How do you like Eddie Lacy this week? Eddie Lacy, guys, chat. What do you guys think? Here's a chat question: Eddie Lacy versus Kelvin Benjamin, Golden Corral. Who lasts longer? Claypool or Deontay Johnson? I think I like Deontay Johnson slightly more. Brent says, hey, should I start Jared Goff or Kirk Cousins? Do you have any other options? Because I think Goff slightly more, but Goff is very bipolar with when he likes to do well. I think there are safer starts if you can pick some guys up, Brendan. Pedro says, do you think Galladay will be back this week? I don't know if Galladay's ever going to be back at this point, man. It's very strange what's going on to him. Toby says Dobbins, Curtis Samuel, Thielen, Mostert, or Jefferson. It's Flex Same League. I don't know how I did this. I'd probably lean Jefferson here, honestly. I'd probably lean Jefferson. Half of fantasy is luck, indeed. It very much is. It very much is. Break says, it's kind of getting corny how Juju just keep on DND logos for TikToks and then losing. Yeah, I know a lot of people don't like it. Toby says, Lacey's got, I take him. Break says, Seahawks legend. We should have used Lacey at O-line when we had him TB. It would have been an upgrade. Yeah, right. Did Curtis play this week? I don't remember. Curtis Samuel. I'm kind of... let's see. Yeah, listen, guys. If you have Curtis Samuel, he's a great flex. He's like, guys, look, like this is crazy. Look at Curtis Samuel. Like, if you guys don't know, like, how crazy is this? Like, he's literally, besides Tampa Bay, he's put up double digits for like the last what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 6 weeks. That's wild. This guy is a great flex play. You know, I hope people picked him up when I mentioned him earlier this season, but like this guy is a solid, like, he's a solid flex play, man. Rummy, thank you for the sub. All right, boys, let's see where we are at, because at 400, I did promise you guys, well, we're a little bit past it, but I will say if we hit 400 by Thursday, I'll let the viewers choose between a shot and a chug of beer. So that's still up there. I think I will need to update this. Right now we are at 378 subs. So let me just update this. And hey, like I said, if we have 400 by Thursday as well, everyone gets a win this week. So, you know what y'all gotta do there. Let me end this really quickly and let me update sub goal. We're gonna do 400 and we're at 378. So hey, thank you all for the subs and continued support. I appreciate all of you. Let me do this. There we go. All right, where are we at now? Did Kelvin retire? I don't know if he actually retired. I don't know if or maybe just people don't want him. I don't think I haven't heard that he officially retired, but David says Galladay's issues are 100% contract related. Throw him up to the waivers and hope your opponent picks him up. Hey, there you go. There was this great matchup a few years ago, Lacey versus Bell. Yeah, right? Yeah, that was crazy. Lacey on Packers, that was scary. Fantasy football fans says, who do you think are the top 5 picks in next year's draft full PPR? I think we got to go CMC. In my personal opinion, I think we go CMC, Derrick Henry, Dalvin Cook. I don't think James Robinson's going to get up there. I think Devontae Adams might get up there. And then, who am I missing? I feel like I'm missing somebody. People are gonna pick Saquon just to pick Saquon, just for the name, in my opinion. Who's a 5th? I think it's gonna be another running back. I'm just blanking right now. And maybe Kamara, actually. Probably Kamara. So CMC, Derrick Henry, Cook, Kamara, and maybe Devontae Adams. Maybe Austin Eckler can sneak in there. Let's see, my appreciation for Juju has definitely fallen off throughout the season. Honestly, that goes for all Steelers stars. Toby says, oh, I know how I did this. I got Kamara and Diggs, then Thielen, JT, Watson, Jefferson. Okay, traded Kamara and Diggs. By the way, it's Rumanaggio. Rumanaggio, does that sound right? Rumanaggio. Devontae Adams for sure, yep. You just did. Trubisky, Big Ben, Hurt. Brick says, I used to love Calvin Benjamin back then. Loved him for all 5 minutes. He was relevant, I know, right? What would be a good fit for Galladay next season? I don't know. Packers could be a good fit. Colts could be a good fit. I don't think that he's going to come to the Colts though. Saints could be a good fit. You know, not someone that's like super wide receiver needy, but could use that like second like big body wide receiver. Would you start Chubb over Jared? I think Chubb over Jared was completely fine, Mr. Yang. I think that's fine. Toby says, so I traded Kamara, Diggs, and Marvin Jones. Okay, gotcha. Claypool has more TikToks than receptions since the season started. That's hilarious. Tanner Hurts, Taysom Hill, Big Ben this week for QB. Currently have Tannehill. I think I like Tannehill a little bit more. Toby says, I got Ridley, Hill, and Aaron Jones. Okay. Yeah, boy. Okay. Do you prefer Rummy or do you prefer what was it? Rumanaggio, right? Which one? Let me know where you prefer, and I will do that. It was such a steal. Yeah, that's a great trade, dude. Matt says, I'm sorry, but if you pick a wide receiver in the top 5 in the first round of a top 10 team, I don't know what to say. 11 or 12 will be fine. If it's DK, Devontae, or Hill, they're all interchangeable. I don't know, man. I think Devontae Adams, I know what he's been doing is very, like, it's very historic, but listen, man. Devontae Adams is the 3rd highest scoring player in fantasy right now, even though he missed 2 games. So just think about that. I would go Devontae in the top 5. I would probably pick him 5. Burke says Giants upgrade to Darius. Oh yeah, that's true. Giants could be good too. Giants could be a good one as well. Fantasy football Fo says, where do you rank J-Rob this week in full PPR? Do I start Hunt over him? I think you got to go J-Rob over Hunt. Let me just make sure. So full PPR running backs. Yeah, I think I have to go James Robinson over Hunt here. Hunt had one good game this week, right? Rummy is fine. Okay, that makes my life easier. I appreciate that, Rummy. Toby says, yeah, I mean, they all went crazy and boom, yeah, right? No running back by back approach though, Matt. What is going Corral? Just all you can eat, very cheap restaurant. I guess I don't know if it's opened in COVID, but I actually have never been to Golden Corral. Their commercials always make their food look very good, probably a lot better than it is, but it's just it's a big all you can eat. It's a big all you can eat. Sam says, does Ezekiel Elliott fall to second round next year? I don't. If Dak is back, I don't think. I think he still gets drafted top 10. I think he's a sleeper. I think he should get drafted top 10 if Dak is back. So many good wide receivers to take for sure. Matt says, next year I want to try this out. Pick a top wide receiver and tight end, and then pick sleeper RB like Marlon, Gaskin, Hunt. RBs in the 6. It could work. It could work. I think what we've seen this year is that there is an argument to be made to potentially pick a top tier tight end early next year. I will say it will get a little more diluted because this year we had two guys we consider top tier, and that was Kelsey and Kittle. Next year we're gonna have Kelsey, we're gonna have Kittle, we're gonna have Darren Waller, we're gonna have Hawkinson, we're gonna have Goddard probably. There's gonna be a lot more. So I am glad that the tight end realm is expanding a little bit more outside of just Kelsey. But yeah, man, I mean, that's one of the positions that's been really annoying because I feel like over the last like 3 years at least, it's literally just been, hey, like, do you have Kelsey or not? If you have Kelsey, then great. You know, it was Gronk and Kelsey, then it's just Kelsey, then it's now Kelsey and Kittle. So I don't like the fact that the positional scarcity is so high. So yeah, hopefully next year it'll be a better year for tight ends. I can see it. I can see it. Let's see. Do you think Panthers would keep Teddy? I can see them. I can see them doing it. I don't know. I don't think they're going to be low enough to draft a QB, so we'll see if they draft a QB or not. But I think Teddy's been okay for them. Also, I feel like he's on a more than just a 1-year contract, right? I don't think he's just on a 1-year contract. If you do that strategy, don't get a kicker. Mark Lee, what's up, man? How you doing? Is Marlon marked down in the Goats? We'll see. This is his contract year, so we might bring him back on a 1-year proven deal. So we'll see. He was our best back, though. Mark Lee says, Eagles QBs cannot be trusted. Yeah, that's fair. Rick says, Hawkinson is ideal for me. I doubt he's drafted first 3 rounds. I would take him early for it. Yeah, exactly, right? So I think next year's draft strategy is going to be very, very interesting. Yeah, I took Hawk this 5th or 6th this year. Nice. Akers and Dobbins are massive sleepers next year. They very much could be. I still am, until I see more, I'm still not a huge fan of running backs in the Ravens backfield. What about PJ Walker? I don't think he's going to be an NFL starter. We had him on the Colts, and he was always on and off our training squad, or practice squad. I know he did well in the Canadian CFL, XFL, but I don't know that I can really see him as a NFL starter. Toby 3-year. Okay, there you go. I'm gonna have to go 2 wide receivers and take Akers and Dobbins 3rd and 4th. Maybe, yeah. Akers definitely looking good. But guys, just remember, there is a whole thing as a sophomore slump. So just be a little bit careful with that because it does happen. But all right, I think we'll go for like maybe another 20 minutes on stream. Anyone who's still here, please let me know if you'd be interested in the waiver wire camping. I plan on doing it. If people are still down for it, we'll do a waiver camping one in about probably like 6 hours from now, around 11:30 Pacific. But yeah. Brick says it would be nice, a feel good story, but it hasn't happened to you yet. I guess it won't. Yep. I don't know. I think it's a tough road, right? I'm not saying it won't happen, but I think, yeah. Davis says would pick up Waller first. Yeah, Waller looks great. Do you think the Panthers will win the Super Bowl? I think they're a little bit far away right now, man. I think they're in a semi-rebuild stage. I think they'll be contenders maybe in like 2-3 years maybe. But I think they're still in a not complete rebuild at least, but they're in somewhat of a rebuild phase right now. I can't believe I drafted Akers this year in 4th round. It's not bad, right? But hey, Akers hasn't really been good until recently. So if you held him, good for you. That's the one thing you guys gotta think about, you know. Don't just think about recency bias when we draft and we pick up players. No matter how well they do, like for like 2-3 weeks, the biggest thing is how well they do overall when it comes to you know, longevity, right? I'd much rather have a player who's gonna do well for me for like 12-13 weeks than someone who's gonna go off like 3 weeks. That's where you stash. But yeah. Just remember there's value to that as well. Waiver wire camping. All right, cool. Brick says, I still think people will sleep on Henry because he will fall behind. Exactly. Even Geckler, I agree. I don't think people should have slept on Henry this year. I think he should have went top 3, top 4. I was very, very surprised when people slept on him. So Eric says, I'm down for waiver wire camping. Perfect. Even though I got no one to take, if Panthers take Lance, Galladay, or get Galladay and Fuller, okay. Maybe just, I mean, Teddy doesn't look bad. I wonder if maybe they need to work on their defense more. Sam says Henry would be much more valuable in PPR if he catches more out of the backfield. Yeah, but hey, if he can run, steamroll people, I'm not opposed to that. I'm not opposed to that at all. So yeah, I'm not opposed to that at all. Let's see. Henry's a top 2 and 3 scoring. Yeah, he's also top. I mean, he's the top scoring guy in half PPR for me. So here guys, I'll show you guys. I'm gonna grab a quick water, but here's the top list for half PPR this year. So yeah, guys, like take a look at this. It's, I mean, you know, a lot of like people that I think were undervalued this year. Derrick Henry, Dalvin Cook was a little bit undervalued. Devontae Adams, I wouldn't say was undervalued because he was taken. What do you call it? He was taken as probably the number 2 wide receiver, but like Tyreek Hill, I think was very, very undervalued. We talked about Kelsey a little bit, right? Kelsey has been like there could have been a case for him to go maybe at the end of the 1st round. Wait, is this right? Let me see if this is right. Sorry guys, this is not right. Okay, my bad. That was wrong. That was completely wrong. So here you go. So if we take QBs out of it, like, can we filter by not QBs? I don't know if we can, but yeah. My bad. I showed you guys a completely wrong thing. That's my bad. All right, where are we at? Jack says Corey Davis, Lockett, or do you think Gaskin will be back? I probably go Corey Davis. I don't know if Gaskin's gonna be back honestly this week. Break says I would take Henry over any running back just because I know he will come for a lower pick. I just love him. I agree. I like Henry a lot. I'm always a huge Henry fan. Jonathan Akers is stud. It's just a rookie that needed to learn the offense and blocking. And he also, yeah, exactly. And he just needed to be featured. Featured. Imagine a combo of Henry and CMC, huh? That's why it's very hard to get both, right? Dozer says, had Henry last year sat out playoffs game with hamstring. He did pretty well, like, for fantasy playoffs, though, right? China says, Hurts or Deshaun. I like Deshaun a little bit more because he's safer to me. How many points per TD do you guys play for QBs? I do 4. I just do standard scoring. David says, imagine CMC and Monty right now almost had that curse of 2020 strikes again. I know, right? Kamara was down with the injury for a while. Yep. Go to flex ranking, Daniel. Oh, there. Yeah, duh. Okay, here. Duh. Okay. Let me just sort this. Fantasy. So yeah. Anyways. So that Derrick Henry was a little undervalued. Tyreek was definitely undervalued. I think he didn't go to like early to mid second round, maybe even into the second round, right? James Robinson, honestly, like huge pickup. And guys, here's like what we can see, right? Here's what we know. There's a lot of value in like the mid round wide receivers, especially. DK, Stephon, Keenan, they're all sort of like tier 2.5-ish, right? They're picked later on. Calvin Ridley was great. Like, I mean, you know, we can do a little video on like what would have been an ideal draft, but like, you know, my suggestion is always go with a guy that's like certain, and you know, you can get guys later on that are going to be okay for you. Don't take too many risks. Don't try to get too cute. David says the last draft Hill went undervalued for a while. Yep, exactly. All right, Toby, see ya, dude. Thanks for stopping, dude. Thanks for stopping by. Johnny, what's up, man? I got 2 questions for you. Which 3 should I start between Chubb, Eckler, Taylor, and Kamara? Also, Ayuk or McLaurin. I like Ayuk better. Out of the 3, I'd probably go... That's a tough one. I think we had a very, very similar question to that earlier on. I like JT a lot this week. I like Chubb as well. Between Eckler and Kamara, I think I go Kamara. So I might go Chubb, Eckler, and JT here actually. China says drop fan for Bowden Joner and play him over McKissick and have PT. I'm desperate for a second Ruby and I have Henry and no one. I don't know if I would. I mean, you can drop fan if you don't need a wide receiver, if you don't need a tight end, but I don't know if Bowden is going to be a for sure play this week. You're going to have to keep an eye out to see if Gesicki and Devontae Adams is back, or sorry, Devontae Parker is back. If they're not, I think Bowden could definitely be a decent flex. I think McKissick is fine in half PPR. What don't you like about McKissick here? Dozer says I Henry CMC Jones last year. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah. I guess Henry didn't go until like 2nd round last year, right? 2nd, 3rd round. Will Fuller was solid too. He was right. But Will Fuller, it seems like the fantasy patterns that he cannot last the entire season. Burke says, I'm always comfortable with losing in the early weeks. Yeah, exactly. Ryan says, I asked earlier if you play Tannehill or Watson with Henry this week, but if Watson gets Brandon Cooks back, does him over Tannehill make sense? I think you could do that. Watson, I like him slightly better as a fantasy running quarterback, so if you want to split that up and diversify a little bit, I don't mind you at all. You know, I think they're very similar to what I would expect production-wise this week. So, yeah, if you want to diversify, I think it's fine. China says I have Hawkinson. Okay. So if you want to drop Fan and pick up Bolden, I think that's completely fine. Nero Backwatch, what's up? Welcome back. Let's start Sid, Michael Thomas, and Brendan. I like Ayuk a little bit more. I like Ayuk a lot. No Alex Smith, maybe. Yeah, I guess keep an eye on that, but I still think he has value in PPR leagues with a decent floor. Andrew says, is Jefferson a must start for playoffs? I like Jefferson a lot. He's one of my top wide receivers for fantasy. I like it a lot. Andrew, Dunny says, thanks, bro. You the man. Hey, man, you the man. You're the one that's feeding me the questions, man. The Fuller Watson stack was beautiful for the last time for the time it lasted. I know, right? Fuller, yeah. I don't know. That was rough. It like what he ended up. I mean, that sucks, right? It is what it is. I still don't think I think if Will Fuller can ever last a full season without either injury or like some sort of drama happening, I think he's great. But I'm just, you know, I don't think he's lasted a full season, right? I thought he was gonna for sure this year, but then, you know, he got a little creative. Big T says, damn, I can't believe you said Ayuk over MT, but Hill does hurt MT's stock. MT has no TDs this season yet. Yeah, I know, right? I just really like Ayuk. I think he's a really exciting player, especially without Debo. I think he's featured a little bit more. I'm not saying that Ayuk is a better wide receiver, but I think for fantasy purposes, you know, his production has been there and he's been great. So that's me. All right, let's see. Was wide receiver 8 when he got suspended? Yep. He was doing very, very well. Is Jefferson playing Chicago still fine, though? I think he's okay. I mean, Jefferson played... How did Jefferson do last week? Let's look. Jefferson played. He did okay last week, right? I guess let's look at the matchups. Half PPR. Does MT have a better? Maybe MT actually does have a better matchup, right? MT. MT has a better matchup. I would say MT is probably a little safer, but I honestly at this point I do think Ayuk has a higher ceiling. Let's see. Buffalo, Seattle, or Miami DSC this week. Go check out. Go to the pin link. I just updated my playoff video with my Week 15 rankings and see what I have the highest there. Gamer, what's up? Playoff lineup. We got Cousins, Hopkins, Ridley, Henry, Chubb, Kelsey, Harris, Carlson, Colts. Problem is I got his QB plus flex pickup. Trubisky, Minshew, Bowden, Chenault. I already have Crowder, Smith, White, Cole. I think you can pick up Trubisky. I think he should be an okay start for this week. I like Trubisky a little bit better. As for, I think Bowden could be a good flex if the other wide receivers and tight end, Gesicki and Devontae Parker are out. But I wouldn't play Bowden if they get their wide receivers back. Sam says, no mandatory bubble for the NFL. Yeah, I kind of figured it wasn't going to happen. There's way too many people to try and contain in a bubble. So, hey, if teams mess up, they got to lose their players for the playoffs. So it's really up to them, right? Ari says, hopefully this week is the week that Eckler finally gets his CD and drops at least 30. He deserves it. It could be. John says Montgomery or Ayuk standard scoring. Montgomery's a little bit safer, so I go Montgomery, John. Ryan says, James Robinson, expectations versus Ravens. I still think he has a solid floor of at least at, 10 points. So I would go, I think he's fine. He should get the volume. Nesto says, Eckler's going to eat. Yeah, I can see it. I can definitely see it. Chances, can I drop DJ Chark? Depends on who you drop him for. I think he has value with Minshew back, but it depends on who you're gonna grab instead. I want to look up Eckler this week, or from last week. Sorry, not the game we thought he was gonna have. Right? Still did okay. I mean, he had 20 points. He's okay. Yeah. This is exactly what we expect. I feel like 15 is his cap for carries, and I expect him to get like a minimum of like 7 to 8 catches. That's what he should have. So Eckler has a really good matchup this week, guys. He has a really good matchup. Andrew says MT over Jefferson. I have MT, but I feel a little more comfortable with JJ. Hey, if you feel more comfortable with JJ, go with JJ, man. Go at this point, like neither one stands out as like a must start over the other. So go with who you like better. Alex says, any luck of getting Gibson or Kittle back next few weeks? I don't know. I mean, you kind of need him back by next week, right? Or else, unless you're in a week 17, I don't think Kittle comes back. I think there's a very, very small chance Gibson comes back. Brick says, are you calling it a 6? We'll probably call it. Let me see. Hold on one second. Burke, I think I'm gonna call it soon-ish because we'll be close to 2 hours now, and we'll be back later for the waiver wire. So yeah, let's call it in like let's give it another like 5 to 6 minutes. Drop T Higgins for Bowden, Sam. Maybe. I would see what the status is. If you're never gonna start T Higgins this playoffs, which I probably wouldn't, go for it. Like T Higgins at this point is one of those players on your bench that you're just gonna kind of have as like stash, right? But I don't know if I would feel comfortable playing T Higgins this week or next week. Alex says, I have both Andrew and MT is more consistent, but JJ is bigger, boomer bust. I think JJ has been able to produce a little bit more. Let's see who did the Vikings play this week? Let me look at their matchups. So we're gonna pull up Justin. JJ's playing Chicago next week, so yeah, I mean, MT's probably a little bit safer, but you're completely right. I do like Jefferson's boom potential a little bit more. I can see him breaking double digits this week. Ravens will be good with COVID if they make the playoffs. Half the teams already got it. Yeah, if they make the playoffs, right? If they make the playoffs, they're very, very much on the edge right now. So we'll see. Dozer says, Backwards says MT is playing Casey this week. Ranked a tough D versus Rice series, but also could turn into a shootout. Ayuk with Debo outlook feels better. I can't believe I was considering starting Ayuk over him. I mean, hey, I don't mind Ayuk, honestly. Like, I really don't mind Ayuk that much. I think Ayuk and Jefferson are a little bit more boomy than MT, but MT seems kind of safe. Sanchez, what do you think about Deshaun Watson this week? I think he'll be okay. Like, he'll get you most likely at least like 17, 18 points. His rushing ability is there, so it's a tough matchup, right? It's a tough matchup. You might not have a better quarterback to start this week. He did. I mean, what did Watson got close to 20 last time he played when he played the Colts 2 weeks ago, right? Now, that being said, I think he has lost weapons. Last time, actually, he got 19 points, right? And that's with one rushing TD as well, so you didn't have to bank on that a little bit here. Beats us, do you think Todd Gurley will get back to a consistent fantasy option soon? I don't know if he will this year. I think a lot of people are going to be very hesitant to play him this year. Sam says, can I get some quick sneak dash? Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Ask away. Alex says Cooks for Hilton. I'm thinking more Hilton. I like Hilton a little bit more. I also don't know if Cooks plays this week. China says, I watched the defense video. So China, go look at the latest pinned comment in the video. That's my most up to date week 15 ranking. Because I don't know if I mentioned in the video, but I expected it to change week to week. There's been slight changes and some reordering, but Buffalo D's, I believe they're in my top 10 this week. Cooks probably won't play. That's what I'm thinking. Richard says, hear me out. I have CMC, Mixon as my RBs. They're both out again. Right now, I have Hines and Sanders in for my flex. Should I pick up Dobbins or Rashard Higgins? Both are okay. I wonder if Dobbins is a little bit safer. I don't expect Dobbins to go off, though, is what I'll say. And Rashard has looked good because Baker Mayfield has looked a lot better. Richard says, my team is short if you can't tell who I'm... I know, right? I know. I get it. Brooks says, I started James Conner. Okay. Well, we all know what happened there, right? Not that Kuti would have made much of a dent. Bench Hunt, he would have, yeah. Hunt did a lot better than we thought this week. Hey, listen, sometimes fantasy just doesn't make sense, right? I don't think anyone would have expected Hunt to do what he did, along with what Chubb did. Andrew says, how do you feel about Lockett this week? Lockett is one of those players that I feel like most people are going to have to play unless your wide receivers are stacked. New York Giants, New York Jets, 9 points, 8 points. Like, he has a okay floor. And when I say okay floor, that's probably going to be around like the 7 to 9 range. He has the ability always to, bust open for more points, but it doesn't seem like, it seems like he hasn't been featured as much. He still gets an okay amount of targets, but I consider him maybe like a wide receiver 2, borderline wide receiver 3. Sam says, in general for snake draft in rounds 1 through 6, what positions are you looking for? I either like one of the top positions to start right away, or I honestly like the back end of it. I like being able to draft 2 back-to-back. So towards the end of it, maybe like 3 or 4 spots out. I like that. I hate being in the middle. I really don't like being in the middle because I feel like when you're in the middle, you don't get your top pick of like the premium players at each position, and you don't get to like stack back and back. So like in a 12-man league, if you're picking like 6, 7, 8, I think that's like kind of rough. Alex says personal preferences depending on what position you play on. Definitely get 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs, 1 tight end, and a flex. Matt says I played Hunt and Andrews, got 35 points, but there you go. Drop Deebo Samuel. I don't think you need to drop Deebo Samuel unless you're picking up someone you think is going to be way more valuable than him. Chad says, should I drop DeAndre Washington, Chark, or Fant for Miami? DST this week. Opponent also needs a DST. Well, if you're not going to play Fant, I would drop him. The other 2 guys are good for bench because you have Hawkinson, right? If Fant you're never going to play, then drop him. Mike Davis or Terry McLaurin. BXDD, welcome to the stream. I like Mike Davis slightly more here. Rick says, I'm in the semifinal in one of my leagues. QB is Kyler and 10 on the bench. Should I start 10? I think I like Kyler a little bit more for his upside, man, and floor. Ryan, what's up? How do you think Carson's going to do? I think he's going to do fine. Did he not do well this week? Let me look up Carson. Carson. Chris Carson this week had, let's see, 12 for 76, 1 touchdown. I think it's fine. Carson has been very good since he's been back, double digits every game, so I think Carson will be fine. Is Jonathan Taylor a good start, especially after his performance? Yeah, Jonathan Taylor has been a great start all playoffs, man. You know, if you still have the opportunity to start him, start him. He was my start of the week last week, I believe, so he's a great start. Brad says Cup, Lockett, Johnson, Beasley at wide receiver 2. I'd probably go Cup here. Barry says, is Hayden Hurst a decent play or should I stream? I'm not loving Hurst. He didn't do that well last week, right? I think there should be other tight end options available, so go look at my waiver wire video from this morning and see if there's anything there. But I'm not trusting Hurst after his last 4 games. By the way, guys, for anyone who watched the waiver wire video, can you let me know if you like that? So the reason I didn't do any voice is because I had some stuff going on yesterday that I wasn't able to actually you know, record. Usually for my waiver wire videos, I actually record and I'm on face cam and whatnot, right? But let me know if you guys like that. Usually I like to talk about each player a little bit, but this time, for anyone who hasn't watched it, I just did the player names and their stats from last week. Let me know if you guys prefer that or if you prefer the voice and like the in-person stuff. I'm very kind of curious what style you like better. Herbert or Hurts? I'd go Herbert. He's a lot safer. Kamara or Akers? You gotta go Kamara here, I think. Ahan, what's up? Pick 2 to start. AJ versus Lions. Julio with a buck to Mike Davis. I don't think Julio's gonna play. I go AJ and Mike Davis here. I think there's a chance Julio's shut down for the rest of the season. Spin says Mike Davis, Swift, or Akers. Swap PBR. I think I like Akers, Mike Davis, and Swift as of right now. Barry says Herbert, Hurts, or Trubisky. I like Herbert the most. Alex is between Gus Edwards, Bowden, and Jeff Wilson. Who would you start? As of right now, I'd probably go Jeff Wilson. I think he has the highest ceiling, especially that's if Mostert's out. Backwards, just what's the deal with Gaskin or Taylor start rest of the season? Taylor for sure. Gaskin, I don't think he's ready to come off. I don't know if he's gonna be ready to come off of the COVID list. Borrego, what's up? Flex, Woods, Drake, Akers, Claypool. I go Akers here. 100%. Andrew says I have Wilson as my QB. Is he still especially still a safe play, especially after his last few performances? I think he's fine. Burke agrees with me. Bradley says I prefer the voice. Gotcha. Okay, for sure. Yep. Matt says right. I'm gonna leave. I'll probably be here for late stream. Peace. All right, yo. Peace out, Matt. Thanks for coming by. Melik says should I play Russ against Wash or stream Hurts, Trubisky, or Goff? Russ is the safest play, right? I think you're gonna beat yourself up if you stream one of those guys and they flop. I think you got to go Russ, man. Start Russ or Kyler Murray. I think I like, who do I like better? I think I like Kyler Murray slightly more. No, actually I like Russ more. They're both back-to-back, point flip, whoever you feel more comfortable with. Sven says, do you think Tiny can go top 3 this week, top 5? He definitely could, man. He definitely could. He's the kind of guy that always has the what do you call it, the ability to do it because he's got Aaron Rodgers throwing to him. Listen, he obviously he's not gonna have like another. He is likely not going to have another 30-point game, but listen, he's been doing well. He's in a good opportunity. The Packers are a little bit more pass heavy than run heavy, so yeah, I think there's definitely always a chance for him to be able to do that. Break says I need your consulting advice. What's up, man? What's up? Barry says Claypool, Juju, or T.Y. I like Hilton here. I like T.Y. Hilton a lot more here. Brooks says Aguilar, Robbie Anderson, or Cooks for flex. I'm leaving Robbie if Moore's out. I might actually go Aguilar here. I might go Aguilar because Jared Alexander might be shadowing Robbie. Esteban, what's up? Goddard or Engram? Very similar. Let me see how Engram did last week. I think Goddard took maybe slightly of a dip with Hurts in. I'd probably lean Goddard here. I'll lean Goddard. Andrew says, alright, man, I love the stream. I'll have to go loving the stream. Keep it up. Yo, thank you so much, Andrew. We'll talk soon, man. Peace out, dude. Tries says, half point, flex, Cup, Chark, do you Washington or Bowen? If Parker, Grant, Gazicki can sit. I'd probably go Cup and then maybe Bolden there. I think I still like Cup the most. Sven says, see what's QB, wide receiver, turn tight end. I like that, Tanya. Oh yeah, Tony, for sure. Alex has got her, baby. Yep. Brick says, I got a bad grade on paper, but I believe it was unjust. After discussing with the TA, he gave me some points back, still a 75 out of 100. I can request a different TA to regrade from scratch. Okay. The risk is that I can get a worse or better grade, and I won't get to explain the discussion paper if I choose to have it graded. I believe my paper was... Okay, so the risk is that I can get a worse or better grade, and I won't get to explain... Gotcha. Huh. I guess, Burke, the big thing is I would take the feedback of the TA that you got and see if like his, like the regrade, obviously you got more, right? But I would see if he, like the points he made are valid. Because I bet you his take is going to be very close to the other TA's take. And I'd be curious where, like, you know, what reasoning he gave for giving you more points back. But I would see if you think that those are legit or not. Because I guarantee you, like, a lot of the TAs think the same. Brad says, thanks for all your amazing advice. Yo, for sure, man. I appreciate you coming through. And hopefully the advice ends up being good, right? Listen, we're wrong sometimes, we're right sometimes. So hopefully we can help people get in. Browns fan, what's up? I'm gonna up huge this week. 2 of 2 playoff games. Should I drop Taysom Hill and pick up either Goff or Hurts? I can also drop Tyler Boyd in one of those, or just pick up a QB next week. I think Taysom is fine. Taysom, like, I don't think there's a reason for you to drop Taysom for either Goff or Hurts, man. KML, what's up? Aguilar, Pittman, or Antonio Brown for PPR? I like Aguilar here. He's been very good in my opinion for like a wide receiver too. He's also the top wide receiver for the Raiders. Dante says, should I start kicker Younghoe Koo versus Bucks or Tyler Bass? I think you always got to go Younghoe here, man. He didn't do as well, but I like Younghoe here. Browns fan says, dang, people really went 13 for 13 in picks. I know, right? This is a good week. People did well. Eric, Big T, and Matthew did really well. They beat me this week. I went 11-5, I believe. But the theme this week was that I think there were fewer upsets and a lot of people picked the same stuff. Browns, dang, people really, yeah. So Brick says, my TA doesn't really speak English this problem, so a lot of my discussion with him was very frustrating because he couldn't understand the paper what I was saying. I mean, Brick, can you talk to the professor at all? Like, is that an option, or is it only TA? Malik says, Akers or Mike Davis? I think Akers has a higher ceiling, so I like Akers here. Brown says, my only worry is that Breeze will be back for my fantasy championship, and I don't know who on the waivers will be for quarterbacks. You still will have guys, right? Like, I don't drop ahead of time, because what happens if you drop Taysom this week? You start like Goff or Hurts, and they lose you. You know what happens if they lose you the championship, right? Like, if you lose this week, you can't get in. So I would worry about it 1 week at a time. If you want to pick up someone else, I would maybe drop someone else. But I do like Taysom. I think Hurts is a risky play for this week. Break says, no, it's take the 25 or 75 or regrade from scratch. It feels that's rough, man. I mean, at the end of the day, Burke, how much more are you expecting to get, and how much does it make a difference for your final grade? You know, you gotta. I think we gotta start weighing the pros and cons, like we weigh the pros and cons of starts and sits, right? Like, how much, like, realistically, you know, assuming that the TAs are all somewhat similar, like, do you think you're gonna go from a 75 to like a 90? Do you think you're gonna just go from 75 to maybe like an 80? And like, does that 5 points actually make a huge difference for you? Since I went 12-4, my first was wrong for Thursday. I know, Sven, you were close. You were very close. There were some people that were really, really close. They made some questionable calls that would have actually had them. I mean, even between the 13 and 3s, I feel like there were some calls that I made that they didn't make. That I thought was a little bit more obvious, but you know, I mean, that's what you gotta do, is take risks. We're not actually playing for anything, but you gotta take risks. But there were some more obvious games that I think could have pushed someone to like 14-2. Sarcastic says, I'm projected to win 142 to 9-19, but my opponent has Chubb, Henry, and Connor. That's crazy. Sarcastic, you must have some big boys on your team. Break says, this was the only assignment I did bad on, so 100 would give me 3.9, 4.0. Current grade was 75. Would drop all the way down to a 3.5. Gotcha. And I guess, Bert, what are the chances that you think the next TA is going to grade you under 75, right? Because, like, I guess how much wiggle room do you have before it goes from a 3.5 to something else? Chubbs, Brown says, would you sit Chubbs, JT, or Montgomery and put in Carson? Also, would you play Robert Woods over either AJ Brown? I think you go AJ Brown and Diggs. As for the running backs, that's tough, man. That's really tough. I think those are all like top 10 for me for running backs. I like JT. I like Chubb. You can maybe make a case for Chris Carson versus David Montgomery swap, but I think you're fine with those 3. Alex says, Burke, if it's really your level of confidence with the questions you got wrong or partial points, then if you can justify your answer and have a low level of variance from the answer. Yeah. So Burke, my biggest question is, how low will your grade drop and how much is that going to affect the final GPA, right? That's the biggest thing you have to worry about. Because if you're like okay around a 3.5 and you don't feel like that's gonna change that much, I would do it. But it doesn't seem super fair that you have to it's like regrade and that's it. That seems a little weird. I don't know. I mean, it could just be the teacher thing, right? But I mean, is there any way that you can talk to the TA at all? Katie says Russell Gage, Lyndon Bolin, Tyron Johnson, or Chris Hansen have to start 2. Oh geez, I'd probably go Russell Gage if Julio's out, and then keep an eye out to see if the wide receivers and the tight end for Dolphins are going to be out for Dolphins. I would maybe go Lyndon Bolin here. Browns fan says the Browns loss last night was brutal to watch. I wish we had Justin Tucker. I know, I saw that, right? I need to see what happened with the safety. That was a little rough. I don't know what actually happened with the safety, but man, you guys had the Ravens at 4th and 5, right? And Hollywood Brown, out of anybody, was the one that had the broken coverage, so that was tough. But I was watching it on Fantasy Cast on my way driving home, and that was rough. China says, thanks for all the help. You're a real one. Yo, appreciate that, man. Thank you so much, and I appreciate you always coming through and asking great questions. How are your leagues going? Good. I'm out of 4, I'm still in 2 alive. So, hopefully that number's at least 1 at the end of the weekend, but we will see. But I'm excited. This week will be fun because there's a lot of there's games on Saturday too. So guys, if you guys don't know, there are games on Saturday. John says, don't sweat your GPA. You should learn office politics much more. That's actually not a bad. That's not a bad advice at all. Brown says, with the safety, it was poor attempt at a lateral play. I know those are miracles, but guys did not seem. That's rough. That's rough. Hey, y'all are still in it, right? Aren't the Browns still like a little bit like ahead of the Ravens in the standings? Because the Browns are 9-4. Is that right? Sebastian says, how do you feel about Baker Mayfield? Hey, he's starting to look good. I thought he was actually a sit this week, but if he can continue what he's doing, I think he's good. He just needed to learn how to be a quarterback. He can definitely be a good stream. Yeah, John, it's tough when it's online college, but I agree. I mean, Burke, what would happen if you just literally just reach out to the professor? Like, are they gonna like give you a complete fail or what? Still get ahead of Baltimore today? That's great. That's great. Browns are 9-4. Ravens are 8-5. Yep, that's what I thought. Yeah, how about them Colts though? We're about to lock up the playoffs with I think 2 more wins. I'm really hoping the Titans like lose 1 game, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. It'll be a tough game against the Texans this week. We'll need our defense to show up and really try and shut down Watson, but we'll see what happens. But all right, boys, I think we're gonna end this stream for now. We've been going for a little over 2 hours. 2 hours now. We will be back later tonight, probably around 11 p.m. Pacific, to talk a little bit about, or just kind of hang out and do some waiver wire camping. We might talk a little bit more about college politics, online courses. You never know, right? But hey, thank you all for stopping by. We're currently at 380 subs. We're gonna try and hit 400 by Thursday. That guarantees everyone a win this week. And my my weekly pick'em video out maybe tomorrow because we have a game Thursday. But again, big congrats to Eric, Big T, and Matt this week for going 13-3. That's honestly really impressive, going 13-3 any week. So, all right, boys, have a good night. Have a good evening. Go enjoy your dinners. Go hang out. Go get your homework done, and we'll see you all later tonight. Peace.